Hey,
Hello. Hey.
Episode 5 of
Let's
Killing Her
go.
Softly.
This is
Yay!
episode 5.
This is
Woo.
episode 5,
that is
Okay.
what the channel says.
Nice.
in theory.
Nice. I like that. In theory.
It's probably spent fiver or fiver, or I've got no idea, but hey, I can't spell, but we're good.
Yeah.
So unfortunately we don't have Polter here today, but we're going to hopefully still conclude the Killing Her Softly. Well, we think we're going to conclude. If we don't conclude, it's going to be a really weird session of us rolling ones. If we don't, like, that's probably the only thing I can think of concluding.
It
Um,
happened in, I think, like episode 3 or 4 that happened, like start of the session. We just rolled bad.
it does happen to us quite enough. So yes, we're back. We're gonna have some fun. We have Syrinscape in the background as some of our audio. So mixing in a little bit of Syrinscape for our background audio. Also be mixing in, also using the two soundtracks from City of Mist themselves, from Son of Oak Studios. So Son of Oak Studios for the essentially City of Mist. So we're using as much sound as we can to try to get the mood right. And I'm trying. It's modern music's really hard for me. I'm used to the fantasy stuff. Been doing that for 3 years. But we'll try. The overlay is done by Hidekiri Chibi. So check out Hidekiri Chibi at Twitch TV / Hidekiri Chibi or at mistokecc.com.au. Don't go. Always include the AU. It's a different person if you don't include the AU. Totally different website, totally different content. But that's about it, I think. Yeah,
Sounds good to me.
introductions and blah blah blahs and um, who wants to do introductions? Anybody?
Sure,
You,
I'll go first.
Beulah?
I'm Wolf of Red Roses. I play Corvus Castle, the professor of early childhood education at the university. And yeah, it seems like we are finally solved the mystery of who was killing people softly, and by softly we mean crushing their hearts. So not sure how softly that actually is, but it should be a good time.
I don't know about that, but okay. Journeys with
I
T.
mean, out of character.
D.
Hi, my name is Dee. I play the character, a girl named Do, who is an inventor and basically an artificer type role. And she is really great at investigations, which it's very helpful for this team. And I wasn't here the last time, and as I was listening to it just today, actually, so it would be fresh in my mind, the story. I was just thinking about, oh wow, I wonder what Do would do here, and I wonder what she would do here. So I'm excited to jump in and play the game.
Awesome. Well, at least your bag worked last week without you, so we're good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We just need to take the bag with us.
Yep.
All right, we got it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And with Zeke not here, we just need to take the van with us.
Yeah.
Keys, please.
Nope.
Nope.
Never gonna happen.
I can't do change.
Corvus is still here.
And as I mentioned previously, I can't do change the game.
You'd have to change the game on Corvus because Corvus is the one driving right now.
So I mentioned in the pre-show.
Persuade, convince.
Tackle,
Hurt points. Hurt
tackle,
points.
tackle, hurt. Hi, my name is Karsh. I'm playing Chuck, the non-smart person of the group, the tackler, the jock. But apparently also needs sign. So there's a whole thing that we kind of needed, so that's why I've got it. Yeah, anyway, just adds to his background, adds to his mystery. Maybe not. Polly.
Hello, it's me, Polly. I am the I am the mistress of ceremonies, and we will dive right into where we left off. The camera flies over the. Oh, sorry. By the way, before I do, let us not forget the beginning move of every game is the voiceover monologue, which I would like to say did I assign that? And
No.
if I did,
Nope.
I did not. Oof. All right, never mind. Okay.
I jokingly said it was going to be D.
Oh yeah.
But that was it. We didn't come
Try.
to and we can say that it might be Zeke. It might be Poltergeist, but
I mean, I just listened to it, so I could try to give something.
Give it a shot. Give it a shot.
All right. So Dew took a lot of Dew was taking the back seat in the last game, kind of quite literally in some sense of the word. So okay, so Dew is okay, so I'm just trying to think about where we are in the story right now. So I would say that Dew is just thinking about everything that's happened. She's trying to piece together all of the clues and is thinking about how when they left the hospital, they were able to track Martha, and they saw that she went to the Washboard, which is a place where she sings. It's a nightclub where she sings. And then they were all able to track where Novak.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that his name? Novak?
Noak.
Noak.
N-O-A-C-K.
Okay. Yeah, and they were also, I don't remember how they were able to track Noak. Oh, through his clothes.
Yeah.
Didn't his clothes have like the address
when he vanished from thin air, he left behind like a hoodie and stuff, and we tracked the hoodie to Acme Chemicals or something, some chemical company.
Okay. Yeah, so there's this vanishing person who is connected to all of this, and who is always not always, but is seen at the scene of the different crimes. And there's some kind of connection between him and Martha. And, Dew's just thinking about how they went to this chemical plant, and is just thinking about how like the Noak, she really felt for Noak because he was trying to communicate with us, but it just wasn't coming across. And she's very interested in what he wrote on that piece of paper. So he wrote something on a piece of paper. Oh, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So like they were able to find Noak by Corvus, like called out and said that they wanted to talk to him. And Noak wrote something on the piece of paper because he was deaf.
Yes.
Or unable to speak, and then but also fled from the scene. So Dew's ADHD brain is like, that piece of paper, like that's all she could like think about right now. She's just like, that what's on that piece of paper? What was it?
And we
from the beginning. I know.
To be fair, it's most likely just still in the building. We have Noak here. We could just ask what he wrote.
Yeah. And so there was a chase ensued, and then Chuck was able. We were able to finally capture him, and Chuck was able to sign with Noak and try to communicate with him about what's been going on, and it's been Martha. He says we have to make sure Martha doesn't hurt anybody else, that she's behind the killings. I don't know if that's, I might have like come to that conclusion, but she just said that Martha needs to be stopped and can't sing, because that's part of the performance is that
does seem likely.
Noak did explicitly say like he knows Martha is the killer. Like we asked him a couple questions, and he did answer, yes, Martha is the one doing it through her singing.
Yeah, and there's always a danger, any concert, any performance, and she's doing the biggest performance in her life, which is probably going to be really dangerous, which is coming up in a couple of days.
That's right.
But we did not ask about the link between Martha and Bancroft's wife, Tiffany Bancroft. and why the
Yeah.
cannibal was called to the room, which is something that's really going to eat me. And after this, I am totally going to read this scenario just to find out what the hell is going on.
Listen, if you get his corpse, I can talk to his ghost, and we can figure it out if you really want to. Just find me a corpse.
So, like, you can read the scenario, but I urge you not to,
No.
because I might repurpose
Yeah,
things that
I know,
haven't
I
been
know.
used, you know?
It's like, oh, it's going to eat me up. It's really going to eat me up.
Oh well.
Yeah. Oh, well. Oh, but I mean,
I'm good.
I'll share alternative plot lines at some point. You know, the ones I'm not going to repurpose, the ones that are impossible to repurpose. Maybe we could have a little question and answer at the end of the scenario if we finish early. Maybe.
We'll do eventually a one shot of the alternate timeline where we pursued this path.
Yeah.
And didn't get the cannibal guy killed.
Yeah, because there is a path that direction. You know,
Which we blew up.
it doesn't. Yeah, I mean,
someone
you know,
planted a
ultimately,
bomb.
you're
We
gonna-
did not blow it up. Someone blew it up. We were there.
But,
That is one of the
you
few
know,
counts of arson that is not explicitly our fault.
But in a game system where things only go bad because of our actions, our choice of doing
Yeah.
a role,
That's right.
we blew it up.
That's okay. That's okay.
Someone had to pick the hard move of blowing it up. We all share equal blame in the horrible things that happen to this world,
Including our MC.
including our MC.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I think that's it, and we're just kind of left.
As
there.
far as I'm aware, we're still in the
Yeah.
alley with John on the ground, cowering in fear.
Right. Okay. So, yeah, the the camera being held by the drone kind of flies over the industrial district. It's foggy. It's dark. You know, it's now, night has fallen over the area. The streets are quiet, but for a group of intrepid mystery solvers chasing after some, I don't know, disheveled looking skinhead with another hoodie, now in incorporeal form, bound to Corvus, it seems, scared but telling you the information that you have just received. And so we will now open the scene in the place that we just left off in the last episode, right there in the street with John and the rest of the crew there. Also, we will also resume using the rules for absent players, where once per scene you can use if you narrate Zeke's actions, you can use one of his tags as a +1 once per scene.
Okay.
That's like similar to the extra theme rules.
Okay.
Somewhat similar.
Okay.
So Corvus, I guess we've just finished asking John questions like,
Ask about Tiffany Bancroft.
I guess I could roll another investigate to ask him more questions. He is bound to me.
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, sure, whatever. I got.
Only thing I cared about.
Yeah, sure, fine. I guess I will keep intimidating him to answer more questions with investigate.
Okay.
Yeah, aura of death, and put the fear of death into him, and I guess +4 for him being bound to me.
Yeah, I think you get a +4 for that.
All
I don't see
right,
how you don't. I mean, that's pretty intimidating.
investigate. Great success.
Yeah, okay.
I
All
get
right.
6 more questions to add to this pile of questions.
Yeah.
All right. Give me a second. I want to be able to type out the answers so we have these, or someone else can do it while I ask questions. That would also be nice.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess so. Yeah, Corvus is like, well, we still don't have enough information here. John, we know you were there for Fox and Walsh. What do you know about Bancroft? How is she connected to all this?
Okay, so he looks and he's thinking, he goes, and he like Motion's like a big building, right?
I,
Yeah.
I was about to say, like,
Tall
just
building.
sign,
Yeah.
just sign to Chuck. He can tell us.
Oh, okay,
Mhm.
okay, okay. Oh,
He
okay,
has
right, right.
ASL.
Oh, okay, okay. So he signs to Chuck. He says, "Oh yes, um, Martha was at the apartment and doing a private performance for Mrs. Bancroft, and during the performance, she became, like I tried to do my best to stop it, to like stop her, but security or some security force was after me, and they almost caught me, and unfortunately I couldn't save her, and you can see he starts to tear up a little bit. I couldn't. I'm trying. I'm trying.
All right. So now we know how she's linked. I don't know. Anyone else have any questions?
When did
That
it
seems-
start? When did his link start with?
Yes,
deaths.
that's a good one.
Oh.
When so just to clarify it, so when I ask it, you're essentially want to know when did Noack get linked to these series of events? Is that the
Yeah.
question? All right. So yeah, then yeah. When did you start feeling linked to these events from Martha Ellis?
Oh yeah. So he said, he signs, he says, I've been trying to for so long push down these like feelings I get because it's terrible, and you know, feeling death impending is, you would not, well maybe you would, but most people would not be able to appreciate what that feels like. And so yeah, I can sense impending death from everywhere, but I didn't listen. I didn't listen to it until too until recently. I just checked it out. I was drawn to the washboard, and that night where, and I think he probably would know the name because he would look it up in the newspaper, where Darnell Fox was killed. She waited till the end of the show and then gave him like a private performance, and I tried to stop it, and I couldn't. I got scared. This is the first time I tried to intervene, and this big burly bouncer guy, he scared me, and I ran away, and then he died. And then yeah, and then I just saw in the paper that he was gone. And all I can, it's all I can do to try to stop everything, but then they started blaming me.
You know, um, still got 4 more
What do you
questions.
think her motive is?
Yeah,
I I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
all right. Fair. How do you plan on stopping her? She clearly doesn't listen to what you have to say on the regard, and probably has realized she is at least partially responsible for this and doesn't stop.
This pain I have from the feeling of what's going to happen is so terrible. I just needed to talk to her, at least just talk to her. I got to explain to her that it's not, that she's doing this. It's not good. She needs to stop. But she won't listen. I don't know. I just want the pain in my head to stop. I just want this to end.
Okay.
Is she aware that she's doing this? Does she actually know that this is from her?
We already asked that question actually in the last time. He answered
Okay.
he didn't know.
Okay.
So that question we've already answered.
Gotcha.
I just think back to the hospital when the whiskey that she touched and drank was even able to affect other people afterwards. And I also think about how Chuck, you talked to her, right? The last episode, or at the last time at the hospital, and though she was like drunk, I mean, did she seem, I don't know, like a killer? I don't know, a killer doesn't seem a certain way, but
Self-absorbed, maybe.
That's not I'm not asking a question.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of bringing up what's coming up for me.
I guess I'll hold on to these other clues. I don't really think we have a use for them at the moment. Like, there's not a lot we can do with them here. I think we got all our questions answered, unless someone else has another question they want to ask.
Well, do we want to ask like why he's bound to you, or if there's any
why he's
harm that
bound
comes
to
from that?
me?
Yeah, or is any harm gonna come from it?
Well, it's not a status affecting me, so I'm not sure how. Like, Corvus might be tangentially aware that for whatever reason. Corvus might just think that I'm the one who is intimidating him, so he might just be looking at me and trying to keep me in eyesight so I don't jump on him and murder him. So I don't know if Corvus understands that John is bound to him in that sense.
What's his status again, MC?
It's bind for.
Yeah, and Corvus doesn't have one that says like binder for, so I don't know if Corvus is really aware of what's going on in that sense. Unless Polly, is Corvus aware that he has somehow bound this person to him?
The only thing you can tell is when you move, he moves with you, and it like when you move, he moves with you. Whether if you were to test it, if you were like, what if I just suddenly hop to the left, right? It seems like he moves just the same time you do. It's not like he's following you, or you just notice that.
Yeah, Corvus, I think, is just assuming that this guy is trying to keep him in eyesight, since Corvus has threatened him with, probably death, at least in his mind. So he's probably doesn't really think of it as being bound to Corvus, just like Corvus has intimidated this person, and this guy doesn't want to turn his back to him.
Will he work with us, you think?
Well, that's a question we certainly can ask with Investigate. With Investigate, are you willing to help us stop her?
He looks down a little bit. I can't. What else can I do? I don't want to see these images anymore. If you can figure out how to release me from this, I would be ever grateful.
So I suppose I'll take that as a yes, provided we figure out a way to get you unbound from this.
And we know who the next victim is? Is it just going to be like the general audience? Because he knows the impending death. So is it going to be like a mass death, or is it going to be like a singular death?
It's.
Is that a note? That's your question.
I was about to say we can ask that. Like, can you tell who the next person who is going to die is and when that is?
Who Martha is going to
He stops
kill
and
with
he
her.
thinks. He stops and he says, he thinks, usually I can. But I get impressions. I've been late every time. I've been late to these scenes, so it feels like I just, maybe I'm not fast enough in being able to feel what's going to happen.
Maybe you need a van. A security van to get there really fast. That's me sliding back.
We could just go to the washboard now and put an end to this.
Shouldn't we call the police?
I mean, I say we call Detective Doss and let her know that, hey, Martha Ellis is also like us and is the actual cause of all these deaths.
Yeah.
I feel that's probably an important next step before we go to the washboard. Speaking of other things to do before we go handle this, earplugs or voice-canceling headphones. good idea for all of us to have, and we're going to go ahead and do this.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that is a good idea.
yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Would they have that in the theater department?
Maybe earplugs.
If
We
they're
could also
doing
just go to
musicals?
we could just go to the local drugstore. They'll probably have earplugs for sale.
Have you heard some of the musicals they've been putting on recently? The theater
No,
department.
I've learned to avoid the theater department if I don't have anything to do there.
Some of the
Anything
cheerleaders
Blues wasn't terrible.
Some of the cheerleaders have other jobs that they do. So you get to watch. But God, they can't sing.
Oh,
Really.
you can bring that up with the head of the theater department, I suppose.
I know. I can just leave like little notes in the outfits.
Yeah, that's a great.
Yeah.
And that's not passive aggressive.
People
in any
love
way.
notes.
Oh, leave notes in all the
Love
outfits.
random notes from
Dude,
strangers
love that.
commenting on
Passive
how well they sing.
aggressive.
This is a glorious plan.
It's like
but
Phantom
yes.
of the Opera, but with notes.
Yeah.
That'd be a very interesting take on it if it's just a passive aggressive Phantom of the Opera. I don't like this. Leave post-it notes
I'll help
everywhere.
you. I'll help you, Chuck.
No more musicals.
But yes, anyway,
So
we should
chaos.
definitely contact Detective Doss now.
I don't
Before
think
we
she
do
likes
that-
me.
I don't know if she likes any of us really, but she's using us, and that's kind of what's going on. Speaking of, do we mention we have John here? She is looking for him actively as a suspect in these murders.
No, we can't narc. We can't give up his position. I mean, he's helped us so much.
Well, if he's coming with us, if we meet Doss at the washboard, she's going to put 2 and 2 together, I assume, relatively quickly. So if we
Can he
want police
disappear?
help,
Which I would assume we do because they got guns and I want guns. Guns and flashing lights. We need flashing lights on the van.
you could probably buy
I mean,
like
they
the-
haven't helped us so far. So far, we've been fighting the police.
I mean, we fought them a while back.
I thought
But
that
my
was
point
your
is-
At the
style.
police station,
Yes,
where
my
people
point
were
is,
tied up.
My point is,
Dude, I
if
thought
we
that
want
was your
detective-
style. Fight the police. Isn't that like the 80s song?
let's fight the power.
Yeah, fight the. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fight the police.
I thought that was
That's
your
what it's-
style.
You changed a few letters.
There is another song saying something else about the police, but we'll ignore that for now. The point is, if we want Detective Doss's help, she will most likely ask questions if we show up with John. That is my entire point here.
Yeah,
And
I
John wants
understand,
to go
but
to
she
stop
just hasn't
this.
really helped us, so I just don't get. What has she done for us lately?
Well,
not
she
really-
reminded me to like check the
What have you done
clothing.
for us lately.
She has also given us information about like where to find John and some other
The
stuff.
cannibal guy. The
Well, that
phone
was-
call
Oh yeah,
was-
that's
yeah,
true. She did
yeah.
tell us how to find that cannibal.
didn't arrest us for things.
Yeah, so she sends us to go fight her battles for her.
Yeah, didn't arrest us for blowing up the cannibal thing.
I mean, to be fair,
To be fair,
probably we can claim self-defense on that one most likely.
Yeah.
But that's one of the. Anyway, my point is, once again, do we want Detective Doss's help? Yes or
Yes.
no?
I vote yes. Am I the only one voting yes?
I was doing it one at a time.
I'm not voting. That's why I'm like not voting. I'm abstaining.
Fine. All right, then we will call Detective Doss and tell her to come alone at the very least, because she's another rift, and we'll actually, or she can bring a Kindu, I guess.
What is wrong with this country? Why
Doesn't
don't
she have
people
like
vote?
an assistant or something? Quinn.
Oh well,
Yeah.
but
No.
he's not a rift, so just tell her not to bring him. Like must be after her shift at this point.
Why don't
Like, I
people
can't
vote
imagine.
in this country?
Anyway,
Where are you from, Chuck?
A
oh,
country
just
where
over
people
Chuck's
vote.
outside the city. Get him! He's an outsider. Get him out of here. Anyway, so yeah, I guess Corvus. So once again, Corvus is like picking up the phone call. Dots like, do we tell her about John? Do we just ask for her help, saying we just found information that Martha's
No,
involved?
just say we've tracked down John. We don't believe like they are linked to the victims. They
We
can
now
sense
believe
the
that
victims.
Martha Ellis is the actual
And
killer.
that is why they're at every scene because they sense the impending and they always get there late.
Okay.
That's what I think that's the more important thing to say. Because
That's why. See, this is why I ask these questions. This is why
would you
I
like
ask
me
them.
to speak to DOS?
Well, doesn't she not like you?
Well, that's because I talked. I've
Yes,
talked real.
let's give Chuck the phone.
I'm
Yeah,
not doing
yeah.
no.
Does I vote yes? Who's
Well, this is my
votes?
cell
Let's now
phone,
do
so
a
that's
vote.
unfortunate. This is not a democracy. I call
Speed dial.
DOS.
Damn.
Okay. I don't know if DOS is available or not, so you're gonna have to roll investigate.
All right.
The high
don't
investigation
really-
gets through first.
I don't really know what I would add as a tag here.
Perfect.
Wants to make others happy. I'm solving this case for her. She's a cop.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Is it the high investigation gets through first?
Sure. You want to roll a counter investigate and potentially miss and cause bad things to happen?
Good
Wait
point.
a second,
Not
wait a
rolling.
second. Wait a second. I
Hurt
think I
point.
might have a hurt point for you, actually.
For me?
Yeah, I have a hurt point. I want to
Okay. I'll put it down to a 0.
There you go.
I have a 0 for
And
this roll.
narratively, Do is just trying to like
I'll roll investigate now.
disrupt you in some way.
So we'll say yeah, because there's a whole different thing if you do that. But we'll just say yes. You figure out some way to, I don't know, do something. Investigate. Roll. It's a miss. No, I don't.
Okay. Nice. Okay, so DOS, of course, is goes to voicemail. It's late. You don't know where she is.
I don't leave her a voicemail. I don't care. I'm just like, okay, she's not there. Hang up.
Okay, all right.
All right, we're done. So
You don't leave
DOS is unavailable.
voicemails?
All right, hold
That
on.
is
though. Hold-
super
hold
rude.
on. Okay. Go ahead and keep talking if you're going to role play something, but I
that
do.
is super rude to not leave voicemails. You could at least
Well,
tell that.
if it's her office voicemail and someone else sees she has a message who's an officer on like this case and listens to it, then they'll know what we're about to say, and that's not good.
Well, you
She'll at
could
least
be.
see we called.
You could be cryptic.
That sounds weirder. If I were to
No.
leave a cryptic voicemail,
Yeah.
I think it's better just to have the idea that I called her.
The-
She
the-
will
the-
most
Yeah.
likely call back.
the informant JN has been very useful. I mean, yeah. I mean,
I think we're fine. I think she'll call back if she's around. If she's not around, it doesn't matter. She won't call back till tomorrow anyway.
So
maybe
you
she's
are
on the
enga-
toilet.
So while you are talking, to each other very animatedly, working things out, you for a moment you stop, you pause in conversation, and you like, whoa, something's changed, and you look around, and you just realize Noak has vanished.
Oh, here we go again.
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
He made it free.
Here we go again. Now we got to try to track. Are we tracking Noak down, or are we going to track?
Listen, I think the person who's actually committing these murders is probably the bigger thing to go deal with. If Noak shows up at the washboard too, I suppose that's the net benefit for us. So should we just go to the washboard and
Yeah,
confront
let's just
Martha?
go. I mean, he's free. It's fine.
He
we
didn't
got
do
all the
anything
info
really
out of him.
wrong, as far as I'm aware. Like, I guess he may have gotten rough with Martha Ellis, but if she's a murderer, that's can't really say how bad that really is. I don't know. Anyway, I guess we'll just head to the washboard and see what's going on. Stop by the drugstore first. We'll pick up earplugs, so we don't have to listen to anything.
Is that a change the game thing though?
Probably.
After earplugs, yes. Yeah, I mean, if you're not going to do downtime,
Wait,
Yeah.
hold on. Do make some super earplugs that will allow us to talk to each other
oh yeah, there you
and
go.
not hear anything.
Ooh.
Have we got? Have we got
Now-
a team tag where we can go to like the audio visual department? No, we don't.
No, we don't have
Not
anything like
yet.
that.
Are you going to make enough earplugs for the entire handful?
I
of-
mean, that's a
of-
pretty big change the game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give you.
I
a,
have
like-
extra juice. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm gonna give you like a collective penalty because you're trying to have an effect on multiple people.
Or we just go to the drugstore.
Which is still a change the game roll, so it equals the same thing.
Basically.
The only difference is I think do rolling like for her bag has more tags than us rolling for buying something from the drugstore. As funny as that is, the very concept of us buying anything.
Who said anything about buying?
I still think even stealing them from the drugstore, we would do worse at than having do just make them from the bag.
Then it'll be a sneak around plus change.
Or a tackle.
Yeah.
Just tackle the entire aisle and take it with us. That was my plan. Well, if it's one of those like
you're gonna ruin
stands.
a small family business.
Oh no, go for the big
local
chains.
pharmacies of
Yeah, let's go to
Payne
Miller
Town.
Big
Square.
chain. Big
Just
chain.
Ransack.
Don't do the small ones. You always go for the
The
big
one-stop
chains.
shop.
Don't,
But anyway, yeah,
don't
I
steal
think once
people.
again,
Don't steal.
Top job.
do making them gives us more tags than anything else. Once again, a funny system where going to buy earplugs, like we don't have any tags to do that. Make them ourselves. That's the plan.
Are we doing this in the downtime, or are we going straight to? It's
I
still a couple
think-
of days.
Well, it's the question of, is there a reason for us to wait until the concert to go stop her? Is there a reason we don't stop her tonight?
Because some of us are
We know
injured
she
and some of us
is.
have got conditions, and
I see.
You have burnt tags.
some of us got burnt tags.
I don't. So I always forget that I usually don't have any issues with myself, and everyone else does. So Corvus like, all right. I suppose we can either give it a couple of days until the concert actually happens, which adds some complications to what we need to do.
Some of us got blown up. Remember?
I think we need to like make a plan. So just not having
Oh, montage and plans.
headphones, you know.
All right. Well, let's go back.
Well, here's what you can do. Like, here's what I will let you do. If you are attempting to do something like, something that might invoke the heist rules instead of doing too much planning, what you can do is have unlimited flashbacks, where like you do the heist or whatever, or the infiltration at the same time as you do the planning. It sort of keeps the action going, you know.
Mhm.
But that's up to you.
I think Corvus realizes here. We actually haven't determined what are we going to do to convince Martha to stop doing this, and if she does not comply and is willing to keep murdering, what do we do then?
I thought we were just going to get violent.
Yeah.
I mean, I will be 100% honest. That was my thought too. I thought we were just going to go there and be like, "Hey, stop doing this, or else."
I mean, your tackle would come in great, Chuck.
But she's got goons.
Right.
So I
But I can just see you like plowing on her on stage. Like,
Oh, I can do it on stage? Oh, yes, please. Get me backstage. I'll do that. Yes.
I think though, if we do it out in the open like that, unless we could have like actual proof she committed these murders,
no.
that's going to be a crime you committed, and there's a different issue. So I think the best way to do it is not out in the open on stage while she is at her performance. But another
I
option
can tackle
is
doors if we need to get in.
I can potentially just kill her voice.
So
Like,
That's
if
a
she
thing?
can't sing, I've been able to target specific things before. Like, I gave that cop a heart attack. I suppose I can target other organs if I gave it some effort.
Oh, I thought you were like just going to like give her like a bad throat or something.
I'm
infection.
saying I might be able to just make her unable to do it. No, that would be a temporary solution. Like, permanent solution, I could just make it so she can't talk anymore.
It's really mean. But it's
So
not
is
killing
murdering
her.
people.
I
Like,
think there's someone behind it, though. I don't know. It's just, I don't think it's just her.
it does seem
It
a
just-
little bit
it's too
like
targeted. You know what I mean? It's just too focused on certain people.
But is it focused?
it does. Well, the problem is, as far as I'm aware, we don't have a link between Darnell Fox, Bancroft, and Walsh. in like a personal note. Like we have no links between those three people. The only thing we know is he had a private performance for Fox, a private performance for Bancroft, and Adam Walsh was at his son's funeral, which apparently had other people. So I don't know why other people weren't affected. It was just him. Maybe,
Yeah, exactly.
maybe he was just
He was just
sadder than the
sad.
rest because it was his son. So maybe like his own sadness compiled with the sadness he felt during the song.
Maybe Darnell found out about something. Bancroft maybe found out about something that the husband was doing because he tried to cover it all up. He's really shady, and was going to like have the body butchered and eaten. And there might be a link. We don't know anything about Adam Walsh as a link at all.
Once again, as far as when
we
I
don't know
spoke
what
to him,
Adam Walsh did as a job.
yeah, when I spoke to his spirit, I didn't really ask about his personal life. I more asked about his murder. So
Well, that's my thinking, right? Because the Bancrofts could be a backer, financial backer. He seems shady with his own personal army, because that hurt. And
for Bancroft, it might also just be that he was known to have like violent arguments with his wife, and therefore, when she was dead, he was like, "Oh, well, they'll probably think I did it because she just died of a heart attack." Since I don't think she was that old and in that range to have died from that. So probably just covered it up for the sake of not having any headlines.
are you just like arguing for the merchant banker? For the
I'm
white
arguing
collar?
that he is probably a terrible person, sure, but is he involved in specifically targeting his wife for death? That is the thing I don't know if he did or didn't.
Let's assume yes. Let's assume yes. I think she might have found out about something he was doing, about the link that he's got maybe with the goons at the washboard, because they're doing something shady, probably.
I mean, probably. So once again, I suppose it's the question, do we once again go much like we did on the last thing we did of target the organization itself, or do we target the person who is doing the crimes? Those are our options.
Let's just blow the whole place up.
It did work last time. I hate to say it, but just burning things down seems to work.
I mean,
For whatever weird fashion.
if something works, keep with the MO. It's that simple. That's my thoughts. All we need is a school bus and some
Well,
supplies.
the MO last time didn't involve a school bus, so now you're adding things.
Wow. It's getting the supplies into the building. So the
Last
easiest
time,
way
the
to
only-
get
I
into
just-
the building
The
is
last
to-
time I just covered the room in alcohol and set it on fire. We didn't bring supplies last
yes, but
time.
the alcohol was already there. So if the alcohol's not already there,
washboard
well, it is
has a bunch of alcohol in it. It's a bar.
alcohol doesn't always burn. But if we bring the supplies in through the wall, then it makes it easier to remove the whole.
I think it adds way too much leading back to us if we do
Oh,
it
I
that
want to
way.
drive a bus.
You just want to drive anything.
True.
Go
But
get a bike
the
or
damage
something.
that the type of driving that I want to do, I don't think Zeke's going to allow me to.
Certainly not. Anyway.
I'll survive.
That's not the point.
It lasts.
Because if there are other people in the washboard when we do this, and you go through a wall. Anyway, so yes, here's the question once again. Are we targeting just the washboard and everyone in it who works there? Because that's what it sounds like you want to do, Chuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we
fair.
want to stop Martha from killing someone else, right? And maybe
That is the
then
primary goal.
whoever is a part of the scheme. I just don't think she's doing it on her own, right? Because if you think about the body getting rid of and the metallic voice on the phone, you know, I found secret areas in the washboard
They
when
would,
I
like,
first
unloading
investigated it.
Unloading a shipment of something to like the.
Then it sounds like what we should
Calzone
do
area.
first is figure out what the scheme is. Because right now we're just making assumptions and we have no idea what the scheme is. So it sounds like we should sneak back into the washboard, check out the secret room, figure out the scheme.
Seems
Listen,
like
I'm just
work
saying, if you want to know what's going on, then let's figure out what's going on. If we just want to scorch the earth, that's fine too. But if you want to know the actual facts, there are two different ways. Scorched Earth, investigation. That's what we have in front of us.
Right,
Now, personally, I'm perfectly fine just scorching the Earth and being done with this, because this has been nothing but trouble for us. Once again, every time we get involved in this, it seems to be nothing but trouble for us.
It's the nature of our work. Our work will always be trouble. We're mystery people.
if only we got paid.
That's
We
That's
really,
the
if we are
excitement
going
of
to
it.
continue doing this, we are definitely going to come up with some kind of like cost for our services, because the police can't just come to us with this shit anymore.
And a
This is
formula for
ridiculous.
napalm.
yeah. We need to unionize. We need to get together. We need to form a union, and
I-
fight their union.
I thought you were going yay formula for napalm.
Well, I mean, you can probably look that up online, though. You're going to be put on a lot of watch lists if you do that.
Why would people be watching me?
The
Our
FBI,
fans?
or,
So I get on fans
no.
lists. Is that right?
Anyway,
So,
so it
next
sounds
stop,
like
washboard.
if we want to investigate the back room, yes, the next stop is the washboard.
It's not going to go well.
It never does. Zeke, pull the van. Oh wait, I have the keys. I'll pull the van around.
I'm going to make sure you have that cleaver. Just in
I-
case it goes badly.
Yeah, when that weird cannibal man died, did his cleaver disappear?
No,
What
no,
happened to
I
that
thought
thing?
out. We had. I thought back into the van. That was the idea. So we
Oh,
at least
okay.
had some evidence.
Is the cleaver still back there? I suppose. Polly,
Do you really have it?
Yeah.
I must have forgotten.
if
about
Chuck
that.
threw it in the back of the
elected
van,
to blow
unless,
up to save
unless
the
this was
cleaver.
like a relic that belonged to Cannibal Man that disappeared when he died.
Yeah, I mean,
Theoretically, we still have it.
so far as I know,
Yeah.
then you have a very
Yeah.
large, oversized cleaver.
Yeah, I elected to blow up to save the cleaver.
Okay. Well, then
Well,
you
you
got
elected
it.
to blow up to save the man, and then I ran in to save you.
Yeah, but I
Chain-
threw the
chain
cleaver
them.
out first.
And
Like,
you did
If
do
you
that.
want to carry it with you, make sure that you give yourself the story tag, massive cleaver,
So it's essentially
massive
been in the van.
unhideable cleaver.
Massive unhideable cleaver. No subtlety.
Is that a cleaver in your pocket?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cleaver on his back. Doesn't fit in the pocket. But yeah, I guess we go to the washboard.
Okay. So you make your way over to the washboard without fail or without delay. And you get there and you have to go back to the downtown district and things are hopping out there on, in the downtown district because it's nighttime. There's other jazz clubs open, but the washboard, of course, is closed. And
They canceled.
Oh.
I do remember them canceling Martha Ellis's performance tonight because she
that's right. That's right.
ditched
they did.
the
They did.
hospital.
Because they thought she was in the hospital.
Perfect. We can blow it up.
It would be empty right now.
Let's blow it up with metaphor.
Now there are a lot of
Can't we
people.
blow it
this
up
is-
with
this
mega explosives?
This is in a very kind of a party district, right? So you see drunks walking around. There's crowds. There's people dressed up going to shows. It is busy this time of night. The only, in fact, the only place that seems to be closed in this sort of neighborhood of the downtown district is the washboard. They would normally be open tonight.
Didn't Zeke in the last time see a back door or something like that?
No.
Oh, no?
Was it a back door? The thing I remember Zeke seeing was them taking a big crate of something out and putting it in a van with a bunch of goons and then driving it somewhere. I don't remember there being a back door.
Yeah, I think they took it out the back though,
Oh, okay. Well, there's a back door.
unless I forgot.
I
remember a back door, like Zeke flew after Martha went inside, like flew around and saw a back door or something. And that's where the
Yeah.
crate.
You listened to it more recently than I did, so you're probably right.
Just like 3 hours ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm picturing how I pictured it in my head, and I think that Zeke he went around. Yeah, he went around the back, essentially to
Yeah.
follow it.
Okay.
But
The loading dock.
in my mind,
It was on 2 times speed, so I could have like missed something.
it's okay. We'll just say that we'll just retcon that.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So who wants to go in?
Do for sure. So do.
I'll stay in the van. If something happens, yell, and I'll tackle the wall.
Yes, as Corvus like puts the keys in his pocket. That is a good plan.
Wait, does this fit in the ignition?
Stop trying to use the cleaver as a key. You'll end up like cutting off the steering wheel or something. But
Maybe.
all right, so I suppose me and Do will go inside.
Wait, did you have like the earplugs? I think there's some
well-
chewing gum around here.
Oh yeah, did you want to stop and get earplugs? I guess probably not. You probably don't need it right now.
I mean, if we're not actively going after Martha with this, that seems like something we don't really need.
I
Uh,
make sure Zeke's not looking and just pull a little bit of chewing gum from underneath the dash. It's like that might help for.
Who's putting chewing gum under the dashboard of the new van that we just got?
I've got no idea. Earplugs?
Throw it out. God, Zeke, clean up this van at some point. We just got it like a week ago.
and the
Just thought
back
earplugs.
door's missing, right?
The back door is also still missing.
Is it like the back at the very back?
It's not missing. It's
or
just
is
like
it the side?
like the weird like the back. It's not missing. It's just
Okay.
taped on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can fix that.
Yeah, it's just taped on.
At some point, please do.
You can for sure fix that. Yeah.
When I get amped up, I forget how strong I am and just took the door off.
All
so
right.
let's go around back, and we just are looking for the. I guess Zeke is showing us where the back door is.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I mean,
cool.
let's just say you
Thanks,
make your
Zeke.
way there just fine. It's in an alleyway, but there's so many people going in and out. There's actually people in the alleyway as well. So if you'd like to do it if you would like to try to make your way around without being noticed, it's going to require some sort of a roll, like a sneak around, or you will be noticed by people. You might not care. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of think that the way Do looks, like she kind of looks like she belongs in this downtown district. But I can still try to sneak around,
Well,
try to fit in a little bit more.
Well, I guess who is going to make their way around with you? Just you?
I think me and Do are the ones going inside, and Chuck is
Okay.
on the outside for the. Most likely, what's going to happen is bursting through the wall like
Yeah.
a Kool-Aid man.
For the
okay.
non-subtle backup.
Okay, so like I think it's fair enough to say there's enough people around, like nobody's gonna pay attention to you just walking. It's just if you try to do something particularly, like if you try to break down a door and you want to do it in a subtle way, then that's a different role. But I think you can make your way to the back alley there.
Yeah.
There's people probably doing drugs back there, or whatever people do in alleyways, but they're not paying any attention to you, generally speaking.
Okay, so I want to activate Slappy, who is the bracelet that helps with investigation and gives me like this heads-up display in a way. And so she wants to investigate and ask Slappy, what is the most sneak way to get in?
Okay.
How can we get in, but in a sneak way? So she's going to say, show me what's hidden, the lay of the land, which is the geolocation part, and she's asking for direction, so follow the signs.
Okay.
And investigate.
I give you a help point.
Oh, oops, I
was going to
think
give you
I pushed it twice. Sorry.
What was the first one? Okay, great, success. There you go. All right, so then add another one. You have 4 questions for
Four.
help, or you're on 5 for a help point. Okay.
Should have changed the game. I'm thinking about it.
Probably would have given us the actual entrance.
Yeah. All right, so how do we where do we go
Okay.
to like enter?
All right. So the best way to enter, like the easiest way you can tell right away. Okay. Well, you get an overhead general of the washboard. You know it's not different from what you've sort of put together in your mind. You know, there's a big,
Mhm.
and there's the entrance. There's a performance area. There's a bar area. There is, a couple of offices, a dressing room,
Mhm.
and of course there's a kind of a large back room where Zeke would recognize the the underground enforcer looking types we're going in and out of. That's kind of the lay of the
Oh, they were
entire
enforcers.
place. Well,
They were a bunch of
looked
goons
like
in suits.
Yeah. They
So
were
mafia
similar to like
types.
the underworld enforcers from
Oh,
the Shark
okay.
Tank. It's just why I use that
Gotcha. Yeah.
description.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
And so
Ooh,
that's
that's
I think
spicy.
that description is going to be worth 2 clues. I'm going to deduct
It
2.
is. I
Okay,
agree.
what else you got? You have any other questions?
Well, it's wanting to get in. So, what's the easiest
Oh, I see.
way to get inside?
Well, I'll tell you this. The door is I mean, it's not an easy door to get in. I'm just gonna label it locked 3 or secured 3. It is clear that this door is more reinforced than the front door, for example. I don't I haven't given you a status on the on the front door if there is one. This one looks like it is. It says go away,
Okay.
basically. And also there's a no
Gotcha.
trespassing sign. I know.
Impossible. They said we can't come in.
What are you gonna do?
What?
Okay, so I think
So,
we have
It's a
two
public
more.
location.
Are there? I have one more because there was
Oh.
a help point that I
Yeah,
did
yeah.
not include
Or-
on that.
or
Are there
was 2 help
people
points, I thought.
inside?
Was there 2 health points or just 1?
There were both me and Chuck said we were
Okay,
going to
alright.
give it.
Oh, I didn't hear
We got
Chuck.
2 more.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep, so 2 more.
Oh, I know. So I don't have a help. So there's only one.
Oh, so just 1 more.
Oh,
Okay.
Just 1
I've,
more.
I've still got
there
the hurt
people
point
in-
instead.
where are the people at inside? Like, where's the most like congregated area inside? If there's any people.
Yeah, I mean, you don't detect anybody in there.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. So there's this reinforced door that we can try to get through. It looks pretty sturdy, but I can see if there's something in the back I can pull out, or we can try to go through the front door and sneak in that way. That seems like even more conspicuous.
I mean, let's try this back one first. When you say it's reinforced, is there just like a very sturdy lock on it? What do you mean by reinforced here?
I mean, it's a steel door. It does look like there's a sturdy lock. It's, there's, there's, that's all you can see from where you are.
I can just try rusting out the lock. You want me to do that?
I mean, if you have, what would your tags be around it? Because my
Aura-
bag is like very.
The tags I can do 2 tags essentially. I can do Aura of Death, which is the actual thing that's going to cause me to rust the lock out, and Calming Presence to make it quieter. So like it's not going to make a lot of noise when I do it. Those are the 2 tags I can throw.
Yeah, I mean, just like with my bag, I usually can only use 1 tag with it, sometimes 2. So I think
Okay.
You could
I
call
I'll
will-
it.
rest it out.
You could always
and be
call me
quiet
in and
about it.
tackle it.
Well, that's loud. We're trying to be subtle. So those two, before I roll, any help points I should be aware of, or hurt points I should be aware of.
Help. I'll give you a help point.
Okay. All right, so that's another +1, and this is a change the game to kind of remove the tags from this fortified door.
Yes, that's
Okay.
that's right.
Change the game with the power of 3. Yeah, I reduce its fortified status to nothing. Reduce the
Okay.
status. So I'm just like, I rust the lock
Nice.
out.
Boom.
No, very quiet. So it's just like the metal
Yeah.
turns into like ashes then, or very rusted metal, which is essentially just fine powder and just crumples.
Yeah.
Very quiet, and I just like blow it out the lock and just like open the door.
Yeah. Now
Nice.
here's how I will play this because it's a mild success rate, so it's not going to have an ongoing effect. So I'm going to say this is that you're able to get in, quickly and quietly without anybody noticing. But, after a while, your quieting effect is going to wear off. And so people might take notice that there's something going on.
Maybe the door flaps in the wind.
I don't know.
I was gonna
Figure
say
out when
once
we
I
get
get
to it.
inside, I was going to like put something in like on the door handle to keep it shut. Now that there is no lock holding it in place,
Okay.
that was something I was going to do.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
at the
that's
very
fine.
least, the door isn't going to flap open.
Okay.
If there's another way they detect us, then there's another way. I can't do anything about that one.
Yeah, I mean, you have narratively foreclosed one of the ways I can, so I have to keep the gears turning here.
Yeah, like even before Chuck said anything, that was in the back of his mind. Like, if there
Yeah,
is no
that's okay.
lock, nothing holds the door. You
Yeah,
gotta crump
That's
it.
fair. That's fair. By the way, what's going on with Chuck at the moment?
Chuck's it in the van, just keeping an eye on
Spotlight
the
over
street.
there. Okay.
He's just in the van, just keeping an eye on the street, making sure there's nothing happening. I'm tempted of calling Detective Doss, but I think I am going to call Detective Doss and just leave a message.
Okay.
That
You can also roll investigate to see if she actually answers this time.
well, yeah. So let's do the investigate with no bonuses, with nothing.
Hold on a second now. Narratively, she's gone home
I'm just leaving a message.
for the
It's
evening.
not a
okay.
real thing.
All right. Oh, so
It's
Also, to
you can
counteract
change
that,
the game if you want to.
the card I got from her, she did write down her cell phone number on it, but I
Oh.
have that at the moment.
Yeah.
Chuck doesn't.
I have
So,
called her before.
That's also true. I have called her before.
Mhm.
So, I don't know.
But yeah, it's more like leaving the message because someone isn't going to leave a message.
Yeah.
And
I've
just
been thinking about it the whole time.
yeah, it's rude.
Much like Bancroft, he just couldn't let it go.
It's totally rude. Like having your phone out in the concert. It's totally rude. So I leave the message saying, tracked down Novak. He'd like us linked to victims, senses their death. That's why drawn to scene, not actual murderer. Musician is murderer.
Okay.
Like to keep it as short as possible. Large concert in a couple of days, massive danger
Okay. Good.
to audience.
Or bad.
Yeah.
Me be
Oh.
Chuck. Me leave message.
But like,
Yeah.
just there's well, there's a lot of information. Trying to kind of get it really, really short
yeah.
into.
Is it in like T9 productive text, like you're tapping it out, or
No, leaving a proper
have, like,
message.
It's a voice
Oh,
message,
you're
which is
leaving.
why I was
Okay.
confused as to why he was doing it like that. Well,
No, just to try
Yes.
because
Okay.
sometimes you don't have as much time. Like you got to like really put it into something short.
All right. And so while you're leaving that voicemail message, you notice the streets are, packed. They're getting more and more packed, and you notice that the washboard looks, odd compared to all the other businesses bustling. But there are people that walk by and sort of go up to the door and look, like confused, and then walk on. And this happens every once in a while.
Because they're
That's all.
not open.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I guess this is a question we would know that now we're inside. Like, this is like a basement jazz club, right? So there are no windows to the outside.
Yeah. I mean, it's not all basement. I mean, I would say that I think most of it is on like ground floor.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think the like
if I remember correctly.
I was
I could have
describing
sworn it was described as basement, but once
No.
again,
No.
it's been a while since it was described.
that's
I
me
could be
talking
wrong.
about the Basement Jazz Club in Sydney. The one I used
That
to
might
go
be the
to,
case. I might be getting those two mixed
yeah.
up in my head.
which is
Hold
actually a
on.
basement. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess the question would be: are there like windows to the outside? Are there blinds pulled down? Like, if someone were to look in a window, would they see us immediately?
I can literally check this. Hold on. Let me see if it's in the basement or not. I want to say that it might. This is the problem when I use the pre-made text and I don't like talk about it from my mind.
Yeah.
Let's see. The washboard. In the massive alleyways and underpasses that leads to the first door below street level. Okay, so it's it's like one of those like halfway down things.
Okay.
So like there's front windows, and there's like stairs coming up from the back. It's like like a half story, but it's not underground, and there's no windows except for the front.
Okay, so as long as we avoid the front, most likely no one will see us. All right, that's what I wanted to know. In that case, Corvus kind of looks over, dude's like, "Well, where's the back room you found last time we were here?"
It was like I didn't find it, but it was just in this I wasn't able to see it clearly. I just knew that there were rooms that were not that were meant to be hidden. So I could either investigate or look again, or we could just can we just walk around and see?
You can always call in Chuck to tackle the walls.
I mean, okay, so
Always an option.
okay, so have you just gone in and closed the door behind you like you planned, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
close the door behind me, do a quick look around to make sure there are no windows that are like, now there's just windows showing light on all of us.
Yeah,
That's
no,
bad.
no, no, no,
And
no.
then he
It's
like props the door shut.
yeah, no,
like
like
a room or something.
darkness falls on you, and you can hear a little bit of noise from outside from where you are, but you really cannot see much. You look around this room, and it's a relatively large-looking kind of storage room, and you see crates, and you see these kind of like I don't want to say like a vat. It's like it's like these little cart things that have giant like bags on them. Like a cloth bags.
Mm-hmm.
You see like several of them in a row that could be rolled around. There's nothing that's obviously out there. It just looks like boxes and like rollable big sacks of things. And if
Big
you take a
sacks
quicker
of
look,
things.
like things look, there's no like, there's like nothing in, there's like not much, or there's nothing in them, I guess, at first glance.
In the bags.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying
and
to
they're
describe-
cloth.
And it's almost like a cart. Yeah, it's like a cloth cart. Like it's like a cart with like wheels on it, but then it has a cloth bag that's like open. It's like a,
Yeah,
it's like,
it's like
I
a
I know there's a
big
word
bin.
for it.
Mail.
Yeah,
Like a
yeah, it's
mail
like a
cart or
bin. It's
something?
like a cloth bin, except it's cloth,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And there's
And so-
several of those,
Mhm.
and there's crates, and it's dark. You can't see much else, and you just see the silhouette of these things,
Okay.
and the spooky music kicks in.
Hmm. Okay, so I would want to see what's in those vats.
Okay. Roll investigate, because it's not obvious. You're in the darkness. In fact, I'm gonna give a story tag dark.
Okay.
Okay.
Corvus does not have some superpower of night vision, so this is it's dark in here. It's unfortunate. Dude, can you pull out like night vision goggles?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking that, but I was like, how can I expand it? So yeah, I want to pull out something that would make things more visible. And so
Okay.
I'm using the bag, the forge bag, which is what is needed most at this time. So that's the main tag that's used.
Okay.
And there isn't much else I can use with that.
So
So
this might be a tough
and then
one.
that's why it's always tough when I use it, because it's so powerful, but I'm limited in the amount of tags I can use with it. But so dark is just like an atmospheric story tag. There's no Okay, cool.
I was about to say,
No,
probably
it has an
impede us if we
effect,
wanted to like
it-
look around without night vision goggles or something.
Yeah. I mean, it does apply whenever it would apply.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm going to change the game.
It's always going to be functional. If I call out a story tag, it's functional.
Oh god, it passed.
There you go.
Nice.
Okay.
So she reaches into her bag and she pulls out not night vision goggles, but this like mechanical orb that glows and floats.
Okay. Then I assume you're going to burn the dark story tag.
Yeah.
Okay. You've illuminated the room.
Yeah, the room is like illuminated where we can kind of see, or it's not like huge, of course, because it's not that kind of tag, but like
it's like a glow
enough
stick.
illumination. A little bit brighter, I hope.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
It's a large
enough to where we
stick.
can see.
I
would say we could see in front of us.
It's a glow brick.
Ah,
Or kids not light.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, like, I guess we now start digging through all the bags and stuff.
Yeah, I want to check out the vat. What are you gonna go check out, Corvus?
I guess I'll start looking around for these hidden rooms. Not really useful for much else. If they're cooking up drugs, like I won't be able to tell. You'd probably pull out a chem kit from your little bag there and test that. Not useless for that kind of thing.
Well, the orb would disappear, so it can't have more than. That's the rule around it. Like it can't have more than one thing.
Oh well. Yeah. I'm not going to be useful for that. The most I'm going to be able to do is maybe find the hidden room by knocking on some walls. That's what I got.
Okay, do you want to look in the vat and then I look for the hidden rooms? Because I'm better
Either way, I am not going to be good at what I'm doing. There will be no difference.
With your eyes, yeah.
Sure, you look for the hidden rooms. I will look in the vat to see if there's like residue or something.
Well, I mean, you can see what it is. Like, thinking back on our last adventure, like, are they synthesizing ambrosia? Was all the ambrosia destroyed? That's just kind of what I'm thinking. Like, if goons are involved, then, what are they cooking up next?
I'll see if I can identify it as ambrosia. I don't really know how I would do that once again, but I guess if it looks the same and smells the same,
I don't know. You can just look at it, I guess.
I'll take a look. It's fine. I'll take a look. Yeah. I don't really have much that's gonna help me here. No.
Okay, so what are you looking at exactly?
I'm looking in the vats of stuff.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So, we're not at the nurse's station because I'm sure the nurse's station might have a chem kit, but we're not there, so I can't use it.
We can take samples.
If I had anything to take samples with. I guess the only thing I can use is like able to stay focused on the task at hand. Like I'm ignoring the distractions from the noise outside. I'm focusing, like, I'm not worried about getting caught. Like, push those worries out of my mind.
Okay.
Focus on what's in the vat.
Okay. It's a close call this time.
I
But
only
we'll
got
let
one
it go.
tag, so
There you go.
it's most certainly a close call. I guess investigate.
Okay.
Great success.
Hey, you did it.
Yay.
Nice.
I get one
Okay.
question. Were they making anything illegal in the vat?
All right, here's what you do. Well, okay. I can't answer the question directly, but I can give you a solid lead. I don't have to give you a straight answer if I don't want to. Here's what you do. You look into this like vat, and it's largely empty, but you know you're focused on the task, right? You're like, maybe I should take a little look closer, and you suddenly see
Tip
down
it
in
over,
the
put it on top of my head.
yeah. Well, this is interesting. And you pull, you like see something at the bottom. You pull it out, and it's like a lollipop that's wrapped.
A brand name I recognize? Like, is it just
Nope.
like a lollipop?
Yeah, no,
all right.
it is no brand name that you can identify. In fact, it doesn't look like there's a brand name on there. It looks quite delicious though, and when you pick it up, you're like, I didn't
I'm
know
like-
I wanted a lollipop, but now I feel like this is a good thing to have.
Curse lollipop,
I
go!
think I do have Goblin.
No, he's like, this feels weird that I now want to eat this. Puts it in pocket. I'm not going to.
Nothing bad happens when you find something in game and
Yeah.
put it in your mouth.
Like all good scientists, you lick whatever you find and figure out what it is. But I'm not a science
Scientific
teacher,
method.
so I don't do that.
It does look nice and sugary and delicious, though. I'll tell you that. It smells good too. If you like put your nose into it, it smells like candy.
Okay, I was about to
That's
ask,
really good
like
candy.
ambrosia? We
Corvus,
did have a
what you
huge pile of it.
You're out of
But-
questions.
Yeah, I was about to say. Okay, so yeah, Tor's like, so there was a weird lollipop in this vat.
Ooh. What does it look like?
I like pull it out of my pocket. It looks like this, and he holds up. What
And
does
now-
is it like? Just like a red
Is there
lollipop? you
branding
get in
on
a-
it?
There's not. Like
Now
he's
do
holding
you
it up for
like-
you to see.
Do notices it looks like a very delicious looking lollipop.
Ooh.
I know. I was like,
That looks
I haven't had a
nice.
lollipop in a while.
I haven't had a lollipop in a long time. I can't remember the last time I had one. But I kind of want that one.
I mean, I wouldn't
Can I see
recommend
it?
it. Mm, I
Can I
have
just-
no
I just wanna
reason to
look
say
at it.
no.
So Do
Corvus
takes
hands
it.
it over.
Do takes it. So this looks really appetizing to her.
Yeah. I mean, not overpowering. You know, you still have free will as well.
Oh, okay. It's not like how the whiskey bottle was.
No. It's just it looks like it could be what you need.
Oh, okay. So this has happened before when there's that drawing, that hunger that comes around,
Yeah.
especially around rift energy type stuff.
Yeah.
So she does want to analyze it and see if there's any rift energy that surrounds it or there's something rifty about it. She does Slappy, her bracelet
Okay.
is a rift energy detector. So let me try rift energy detector as one tag and tell me the truth. What's the T?
Okay. Is that the truth? What's the T? Is that the same thing?
Tell me the T. Tell me the
Okay.
truth.
Tell me the T. Okay.
Shortened version, yep.
Got it.
Cool. Let's roll. 3. Sorry. It was doing something weird. All right.
And let's do a hurt point.
And this. Ooh.
He wants you to eat the
Nice one.
lollipop.
I do.
She does actually. And it's investigate, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's for using
Investigate.
your phone during the concert.
All the way back then.
Yep.
It was live. Yeah, you really held on to
Hey,
that.
you didn't fail.
There
I
you
really
go.
held on to that.
Just waiting.
Okay. Ooh, but your investigation could expose you to danger. The clues you get are fuzzy, incomplete, part true or part false, or whoever or whatever you are asking the question can ask you one question as well in the same terms. Okay. Go ahead and ask your questions.
Lord of the Lollipop asks you.
So what? So she wants to know. Okay, is it rift or rift adjacent? Is there any like that kind of energy, like ambrosia, rift energy, that kind of stuff, coming from the lolly?
Okay, I'm going to give you, a fairly clear clue. I'm going to say yes, and the tag. I'm going to give it a tag called unknown substance. A story tag. So you've detected an unknown substance. Okay. You have one more question.
I would like to know what the substance is.
That's going to take more than just an investigation. I can't. Well, okay. I'm going to say this. I'll say this.
What does she feel like? Oh no, go ahead, say it.
Okay. You don't know what the substance is. It's still unknown, but you do know that when you're trying to when you're really trying to focus on the substance, your ADD is hitting you a little bit, and you're kind of thinking, you start daydreaming. You're like, last time I had a lollipop was good, and then your mind goes off in other directions. I know how this works because I have ADD too, for just a moment, and you start thinking of better times or something you really wanted, or you really want even now. Like, what is your, like, what is the thing that you really want the most or that you dream of for just a second, and then you come back to sort of reality where you are right now. And the answer I'm going to give you is that, well, one, I'm going to tell you that happened, but two, there's something enticing about it. You don't know the nature of it. It has rift energy, and it seems very delicious, and it almost, it's tempting. It's not overwhelmingly so, but it is tempting. And it also, I'll even give you this. It seems to be, in a very, very vague sense, when you're looking at it, it's kind of looking back at you. You just get a flash of that for 1 second.
So I do want to say, like, while she's in this ADD state of thinking about something else, like her mind's kind of thinking like that's something else, I would say that, there's also like a stimming aspect to her neurodivergency. And so is like kind of messing with the wrapper on the lolly, and the wrapper comes off, and then she's just like kind of like tapping against her mouth, and then she puts it in her mouth.
Okay.
And she's like,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, hold on a second.
Corvus is just like,
okay. Here's how I'm going to handle that. I'm going to say, at this moment, it tastes like the most delicious lollipop you've had in a while. And that's it.
Oh, okay. Wow, this is so good. I've never had a lollipop that tastes this. I wasn't even thinking about what I was doing. I just was thinking about something else.
Oh, okay.
You know, maybe it's just
did you-
like oral fixation type stuff.
Were you
Anything
thinking
else?
about anything? Well, okay. Tell me, when you decided just to like eat the lollipop, what were you thinking about? If anything, I mean, like, yeah.
Well, you said like something. The theme of what she was thinking about was like something that she really wanted, and she was thinking about so Do is mainly a loner, and she's always afraid of abandonment, and she abandons people before they abandon her. So she was just thinking about being with like in a community of people, like a house that was like full of people who are also inventors, and thinking about just talking about different inventions and hanging out, and she was like kind of daydreaming about what that would look like and how that would really like fulfill her.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. Thank you. I'm going to say that when you have the lollipop, it tastes very good. You feel something comes to your mind for an invention that you yourself have been, something that you have wanted to resolve, some kind of puzzle in your mind. It's suddenly like you have come to some kind of solution. This is a very enjoyable lollipop.
That's how you fix the flux capacitor.
Yeah, right. Something like that.
Are you building a time machine?
I know. Oh my gosh.
Don't build
like I
Don't build
totally
a time machine. It never ends well. So
He's
like does
oh my god, I need to write this
Corvus
down.
can Corvus tell like she like ate the lollipop and suddenly had like very happy thoughts and memories? Like was there a smile on Dew's face or anything like that?
Yeah, she would be like, yeah. Like she's really into the daydream.
So a thought here. You tasted that lollipop and you felt happy, correct? That is what I gathered from looking at you. What if they're taking all of Martha's good emotions and distilling them into these lollipops, and then when she sings, she only gets to put out the bad emotions?
Maybe.
But I mean, it'd be a good reason why they keep, like, sure, she's a good singer, but it'd be an even more reason to keep a known drunk who had a horrible performance around if you can distill their emotions into something like that.
Yeah, but
Probably.
it's like giving me something that I wanted. It's like the inverse, right?
That's
It's
what I was
not
saying,
loss.
is they're taking her good emotions and putting them in the lollipop. So she only has bad emotions remaining. That's my point. Is they're taking all the good parts of her powers, putting them in the lollipops or whatever else they're putting them in. Then when she sings, she can only, yeah.
I mean, that's capitalism for you, you know.
That's capitalism. So
Yeah.
let's cut for a second over to Chuck back in the van. Chuck, you happen to notice? Well, first tell us what you're doing. Are you still just chilling, looking at people watching?
You're muted, Chuck.
Thank you. People watching, making sure we don't see Noak or goons or whatever coming around the place.
All right. Well, okay.
And most likely annoying Zeke.
All right. Well, since you're on the lookout there, you notice. Okay, so there's crowds, right? But you happen to notice two individuals you recognize that emerge from the crowd and are, about a block away, walking toward the washboard. It's Sammy and Cyrus the bouncer. Seem to be walking toward
Crap.
the club.
Let's send a message to the crew inside. Hopefully they've learnt to have their phones on vibrate and not just silent.
We will say Corvus has learned that occasionally Chuck texts him when he's doing sneaky stuff, so vibrate is probably the better option. So he like gets a text,
Bounces
looks
on the
at
way.
text.
Like 1 minute or 30 seconds, just an estimation. And Zeke, are you okay if we crash the car? We've got to have a
Zeke says
distraction
no.
somehow.
Zeke says, no, screw you. Get out of here. We're busy. Look at that. Look. It's the guy. Remember Sammy, the guy with the hat? You know, the fedora, the nice suit guy, the club owner.
Yeah.
He's right there.
Yeah, we need to distract them.
Burly
So if we crash the
bastard.
car,
Oh, I see. No,
into them.
come on now. We'll never get another van. Anyway, you're with Zeke, so you can, you know, I don't usually control player
I know.
characters. What I do is I treat it like you
Mhm.
know, like an ally.
He's not going to be an ally in this though.
Okay. all
He's
right.
like
Not in the idea of crashing the van into those two as a distraction.
Yeah.
I think Zeke would probably be against that one.
Yeah.
And I can't stop them without like physically stopping them, which is the guy's a bouncer and the club owner, and they don't like us unless I do the fanboy thing. Let's do the stupid fanboy thing then.
Okay.
Quietly get out of the van. Like, I'm just like telling Zeke to, if something goes wrong, hit them with the van. And tell the others. I'm just going to do the fanboy thing to slow them down, but they're probably not going to like it. So just yeah.
Okay.
And I approach them as a drunken fanboy of Martha Ellis, asking when her next concert is and why you shut tonight, and doing the whole blurb.
Okay. So they're inclined just to push you out of the way.
Well, that makes things hard because I'm inclined to put them to the ground if they do.
Okay. All right.
And as a self-defense, shoving someone's assault.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's exactly that. Yeah, but
Okay.
again, using their strength against them. So
All right.
if that does happen, that's what I will do.
Okay. Okay. So here's what happens instead. Sammy, you know, I guess we'll say Sammy's seen a lot of these people. You know, I assume this kid's trying to get free tickets or whatever. Hey, look, kid. You know, we're gonna need to, you know, like, you love Martha Ellis. Don't worry about it. Like, she's coming back. There's gonna be a big show coming up. I mean, we'll say it's like, you know, tomorrow night or the next night or something. You know, it's coming up. It's the next show. Next show, big opera thing. You know, you should go get tickets. But, you know, we gotta go, buddy.
I thought she was in the hospital. Is she okay?
The
Like,
club's closed.
what happened? Why is the
Oh,
club
don't
closed?
worry. She's fine. She's fine.
She's okay. She's like, there was like, I thought she was in the hospital, and like someone died in the hospital as well. And then there was this weirdo with like tattoos and a hoodie. And yeah, I'm dropping Novak in there, but hey, I'm sure they might have heard. Yep. And like the police are like after that guy, and because like apparently he's a murderer, and I'm just trying to delay them as much as I can.
Okay.
Because
So here's
that's my entire aim of this is to delay and to
All right,
annoy
so-
them and to just
yeah. Okay.
push their buttons. If it gets
Okay, so
violent, you know what I'm going to do though.
Yeah, I think you're gonna need to do a go toe to toe
yeah.
roll.
That's what I think. As in physical toe to toe, or
Well, it's always gonna be go toe to toe, no matter
yeah,
you're like mentally going toe to toe
Yeah.
by trying to be distract them. You know, it's not necessarily it doesn't have to be a physical attack to be go toe to toe.
yeah.
Like you're.
That's what I'm thinking. It's not a physical. It's a mental toe to toe, which he's got nothing with.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Absolutely zero, no, nothing at all. Even looking at nothing. Oh yeah, just physical straight toe to toe. Let's go.
Hey, you did it. You did it. Okay. So, okay, well, let's say you managed to achieve your goal. Let's say that you like you delay them.
Hmm.
Or well, you can choose what you want to do here.
My entire aim is just to delay them.
Okay. Okay, so let's
I've warned the people inside, and my entire
Okay.
aim is to delay them.
Okay, so they're they think you're funny.
I'm
they're
acting
like,
drunk.
Oh, yeah. Check out the kid. Hey, wait a minute. Like Cyrus, it turns out, is a college football fan. He's like, hey, wait a minute. I know you. Oh my gosh, you're the starter for the Payne University Panthers, right? There we go. That's now lore.
I was going to go for goblins, but
Not literally just the Zeitz.
sorry,
goblins are
sorry.
trolls.
Not the knights.
I was always
It's right
Trying to
there.
Payne
think.
University Goblins. I'm sorry. I don't
Yeah.
know why I said the wrong
Trolls.
name.
No, it's fine.
It's a different thing.
Nothing was ever made up, and I was waiting to use something at some point. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
Well,
you-
it's the
yep.
Goblins now.
Yep.
It's the Goblins. Yeah. Oh, the Payne University Goblins. Yeah.
Yeah, not starter
Super
anymore.
broy with you.
Not starter anymore. Had a car accident a few months back, and they haven't put me back on the field since that. They've been so annoying. Like, I'm on the bench, but at least I get to like go out at night. I don't have curfews. It's been fun. I do miss getting on the field though, but it's always good to meet fans. Just like I'm a big fan of Martha. She's amazing. Like, it's just like that cross section of like, I love what I do, so I do the whole football thing, and like she obviously loves what she does because she does that, and it's really cool to be a fan of somebody else's work in such a different field. Again, just delaying and delaying.
Yeah.
And delaying.
Yeah. Okay. So like, Cyrus has all kinds of questions for you, right? But Sammy's looking at his watch, and you've got time. Anyway, so we'll cut back to the dark or lit by a magical, lighting device.
Flying
You
kids
can
not
see
like.
that wonderful lollipop, and you're back.
Yeah. Corvus looks at the text, sees that Sammy and Cyrus are coming. So so Sammy and Cyrus are coming. I don't know how long it's going to take them to get in. So we have two options here. One, we'll let them get in and then interrogate them. Two, we can leave.
Yeah, I think we should interrogate them. How would we interrogate them?
Restraining them, maybe causing some bodily harm so they don't run away or try and fight us. And then talk to them like we do with a lot of people, much like we did with Noak. Like we pin them down and
Yeah.
ask them questions. Once again,
But
our MOs are very, very distinct.
Right. I think we should. I mean, the lollipop. This is a big clue, or a big finding that we can at least go back and tell the others about, and see if we can connect some more dots.
So you want to leave, correct? That is my interpretation of.
Yeah, I mean, Do isn't a fighter. There's not much you can do in a fight. So. she
Okay.
is-
While they are distracted and clearly not near the thing, I undo the thing I had in front of the back door and we get out.
All right. And let's, I think it's fair, without it rolling, that you make a clean getaway. I think would be a good time for us to take our break and
Yeah.
see what you do next. I assume you're going to do a downtime move or something like that, but we'll find out when we return. You might not. I don't know.
Karsh,
Um,
you're
And
muted
Karsh,
again.
So might do something totally stupid, which is common.
Yeah,
Once again, MO, very distinct.
that's right.
Yeah, it is. So we'll be back shortly. Please stick around, and again, we'll have some music from Syrinscape, because Syrinscape does awesome music. A lot of the stuff I'm using from Syrinscape is the cyberpunk stuff. This is the Forlorn Hope soundtrack stuff. And I also got to play in the Deserted House, my favorite soundtrack, for when you said the insert spooky music here. It's like, oh, I know spooky music.
Yeah. Nice. I couldn't hear it for some reason, but I'm glad that we got the music in there.
It's generally below level. If I'm set up right, I might not even be set up right for everyone. But anyway, we'll be back soon. See you soon. Bye.
We'll be right back.
We're back. Yeah.
Whoa, what's up?
We're all going to die or burn the whole city down. Either way, what fun.
I mean, I think the culmination of everything will eventually be the city on fire and us standing on a hill in the distance looking out like, a job well done.
But
Problem solved.
There is no city. There will be no issues. We will be fine.
But heroes never look back. Heroes don't look at the explosions. I'm not a hero. I want to look at the explosions. So montage, downtime, or what are we doing?
That's right. Okay, so we are back. I assume that you are going to now do a downtime move, but you are the players. Players run the game in a sense. What are you going to be doing now?
We solve the crime. We deal with everything, and we win.
Okay, you're gonna have to roll stop holding back with ultimate sacrifice.
There's a chance. All you need to
do. Character art. It's a cost.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to say that unless you've thought of something that I haven't, I don't know that there is anything that's. I think your downtime should last, and again, this is your game, but I think the downtime would be about a day between when you're done, when you leave clean out of the washboard until the night of the opera. But you tell me.
I think that works because once again, I don't think we really have any other way of getting to Martha besides the concert.
Okay, yeah.
So a gate crash in the concert.
Probably. It's not gonna end nice, but it will happen.
And I'm crashing her or tackling her on stage. Awesome.
As a last resort.
We need headphones.
Yep, noise canceling headphones.
Or gum.
Earplugs would also work, I suppose. So also quickly, I'll do a quick this move so we all know what's going to happen.
And there you go. Yeah. Thank you. All right. So let us describe what we've done and choose one of the options from the downtime move list. We'll start with, does anybody want to go first? Because you might be thinking.
I think we're all thinking, but I've got two things which I'm two burnt tags. And
okay, so
even though I'm scratched up, I still think my tags are the ones I need to try to remove.
Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna choose prepare for your next activity.
Yeah.
Tell everyone at the table or the computer how you prepare for and how you prepare.
So for me, it's like for Chuck, it's always going back to like Chuck's preparations isn't by going to Science Room M. Chuck's preparations actually going back to work essentially, and actually going and training with the training with the team, getting his blood pumping, getting his fitness up, getting the stretches up and running, and that's how he does his training. That's how he gets jacked up for something like this, because he's not one for computers or for investigating or for like doing crosswords puzzles. That's what other people do. That's what he does. He does his training to get prepared.
All right, so you recover your burnt tags.
Yay.
All right, what about you, Corvus?
I'm also probably going to prepare for your next activity by essentially bulking up on things that would help us avoid like any potential threat Martha Ellis might pose us with her like music.
Okay.
So like he's going out and buying like these very not even nice, like just noise canceling Bluetooth like headphones with some like mic attached, so they can all like be on a voice call together when they're doing this, so they can hear each other because they'll all be wearing the headphones, but they won't hear Martha.
You could have asked. I could have stole the coach's like headphone and like the quarterback headphones that are inside the helmets. Like that could have done that way, but not.
Well, I mean
that's juice.
So theoretically, I can also choose from the effect improvements under change the game. It's what it says.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I guess it would just be an ongoing like effect of we have noise canceling headphones.
Okay, but you know, like giving everybody noise canceling headphones. Well, I guess you could
That's
you
three.
could spend one to create, you know, noise canceling headphones like story tag. You could scale it up so everybody gets a story tag, and then you can make it ongoing so everybody gets one story tag called noise canceling headphones.
That works. Yeah, that's what I do.
Okay. You have 4 copies of noise canceling headphones. Now it's, you know, that's just going to be a story tag, so it's not going to be fully protective, but it would, you know, that's something. Excellent.
It's better than nothing.
Give us a
Better than nothing.
status or
It's a story tag.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a story tag.
So
Okay.
basically, yeah, everyone has that story tag who's in the people here. So like the day, like before we actually go to the concert, he'll hand those out to everyone. And then like he'll start like a group call. So that way they can all talk to each other.
All right, cool. That sounds good.
All right, cool.
All right, you.
So Dew has like 2 juice remaining from the last time.
Okay.
About her bag. There's 2 juice that are still
Okay.
remaining that are in the bag. Can I add to that for
Sure. Why
bag
not?
stuff?
Why not?
Okay, cool.
You probably
Awesome,
could use
thank
it.
you. Yeah. So she is going to be preparing for the next activity. And the way she does it is she's learned that with this bag, you can't really totally put an analytical mind towards it. She's learning how to attune to it. So the bag is now attuned just to her. There's been that attunement process. And she's also just spending time attuning to the bag and just thinking about, you know, she's doing these like affirmations and thinking about the event that's coming up and kind of playing it out, what it would look like, trying to imagine it, using more of like not the whole logical side, but more of the right brain, you know, creative side. And, you know, she's imagining that she's able to like, you know, create things from the bag that can, you know, protect her team and make sure everyone gets back safely. And yeah, she's just trying to plan like think out like a successful mission in her head, because she gets really nervous about
Okay.
these things, because I mean, she's like, kind of a loner, so it's like going into a big crowd and there's going to be a lot of like stuff that's going on that she can be distracted by. So
Also, all the violence we usually perpetrate during these events is not something
yeah,
that
she's not a
always
huge
been
fan of
found
that
of.
either.
It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen here, right?
Yeah.
burn down the opera house.
Okay. Good. All right. So then we fast forward ahead to the night where you know that there's going to be an opera, a performance at the opera house. I mean, you know where the opera house is. You definitely could find it. Now, I'm going to say for purposes of this part of the game, you're still, we're not going to do infiltration rules because I think I kind of got the impression of what you were doing during this downtime. And I don't know if that would invoke those rules. So you still have the normal one flashback per session if you want to use it.
Yeah, no, this is certainly not like a heist. This is
Yeah,
more or less
Go
probably
right
trying
in.
to get backstage before she goes on stage and stopping this, and failing that, stopping it on stage.
That's right. Okay. Well, good. The scene opens again. It's just Science Room M is available again, and so you gather there shortly before the opera starts, or early enough.
Wait, did
A
anyone
few
get
hours
tickets?
before.
Yeah, several hours or a few hours, whatever you choose.
Did anyone get tickets?
Corvus pulls out his phone and looks online. Are there still tickets to the show available?
Flashback.
Sure, flashback.
Flashback to
We're going to use the flashback
reserving the
immediately.
tickets online.
I'm sorry, but like,
Dude,
That's
I
that's a perfectly valid point. No one thought about it until now. Yeah, I mean, do I need to do a flashback to actually get the tickets? Are they available online right now? Can I just buy them?
I mean, I don't think so. It's a pretty big. It's going to be a big show. Like this is a.
All right, so just for edification, I'm going to
People
click
bought
flashback.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Thank you. I wanted
Describe
to
an action carried out by your character in the past. Move that action. Describe the events from your character's backstory. So basically, we would need to make a move that gets us the tickets, which sounds like a change of the game.
That's correct.
So I'm gonna say that the only tag that applies for Corvus here would be able to stay focused on the task at hand because he did remember to buy tickets. He didn't
Okay.
forget about it. He
There you
remembered
go.
it perfectly.
it's not Chuck remembering it for people. No.
No, it was Corvus the whole time. Much like Chuck claims he survived that explosion all by himself.
This
Yeah,
may be a
have
time
a-
where if you
have
can
a
get a
help.
help point, that would be good.
Yeah, have a
because
help
you want to
point.
be able to scale up. these
Okay,
ones.
that's,
You get everybody.
That's a power of 2.
I was going to, but
Yeah.
Power of 2. Change the game.
no. Well, two
Yeah,
ones.
no, it's
Hey, all
good.
right. There you go.
I
Okay.
create the story tag opera tickets and
Oh, you cannot scale it up.
no, I can't. So I can get 2 opera tickets. Only 2 are available.
Yeah,
Ah, boy.
okay, yeah. That's what we'll do. That's a good way to resolve it.
So
honestly.
Corvus pulls out the reservation on his phone. So they only had 2 tickets remaining. So only 2 of us can go in the front. One of us can go in the back.
I kind of like that. It's kind of fun.
I'm fine with either way. I could do sneaky sneak or go in
Yeah.
with you.
There's other ways to get in if you have to.
And Chuck, what would you want to do?
Wait, I was thinking date night, but like, if I, does that mean I have to try to get a gig as like a roadie?
Well, if you want to try and get in, not just through the front with me, yes, you would have to figure out a way in. Preferably one that wasn't running through the wall.
I can do that,
That's why I've said preferably not. I'm not.
but if you
saying
don't want
can't.
that, I need a school bus.
I think Chuck should go in with me
Why?
because your plans involve running buses through walls.
Not all of them.
The ones I have heard recently
One
have
of
been
them's
exclusively.
a bus through the ceiling. But I need a crane and a bus for that one, so it's a bit harder.
Yeah.
I can try to get a gig as a roadie, but I don't think because they know me. Oh, but then again, they know me. Oh,
Well, provided Cyrus and Sammy are the ones who
Cyrus,
are, like,
Cyrus
in
is a football
charge.
fan, and
right. But if Cyrus and Sammy are in charge, then that works. But if they're not, then it's the Opera House who's doing the whole event. That isn't going to help you.
but I can try.
Once again, I leave it up to you two. I bought the tickets. I'm going in the front way.
Me. Just because you have money. If they paid us athletes, then maybe I could actually have some food for once.
You can also get a part-time
A
job.
house. Or like a roof over my head, not just a bridge.
Hmm.
I mean, once again,
Or a
there's
house
got to be a
under
way
a
to get you
bridge.
some sort of living situation that's better than that. I really need to speak to like our schools, like scholarship foundations and stuff to see if we can get you some money for living anywhere else. But not the immediate issue. So
Let's see if I can bump into Sammy. Sammy was the fan? No.
yeah, Sammy the bouncer was the fan. And I think Cyrus is the owner of the washboard who is just
He's not a
guy.
fan of me.
Yeah,
Cyrus is the bouncer and Sammy is
Oh.
the
Cyrus is the bouncer. Okay.
All right, so yeah, you want to
Sammy
find
Jefferson
Cyrus.
Jr.
So you're thinking you'll go in the back and just of the opera house and just kind of like happen to see.
Well,
these
either
people
that or
and then
like hang
talk
around
your
at
way
the
in.
washboard.
I mean, you happen to know the Opera House is a very, very large place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can pretend to be a bouncer. Not a bouncer, but like a roadie. Problem is like the outfits, like the roadie outfits, the crew. They're hard to come by unless
So
I
in
have
an
a
opera
bus.
house, I think they use the word staff.
Also, I mean, we have the theater department now. You can always go there and get a costume. They might have like something resembling what
Yeah.
you need.
I
Ooh,
was
you
thinking
get
of
like
having
an
a bus
usher
and-
outfit, like a hat, like buttons.
No,
like
I think
escort
I think
people.
roadie's probably better backstage. Don't you want me backstage?
I was about to say either one works. The usher could probably go backstage, whichever one you want to do. Either way works.
I think we'll see if we can. Let's see if I can get in through the.
Whichever one you think you can pull off better, go with that one.
Ushers might need like some schooling, and let's go to the roadie then.
Okay.
So
Also, the theater department might have like some equipment you can borrow that make it look more official. Like, oh, I'm bringing in like the cables for this amplifier.
yeah, and like the crew shirts, because even the theater departments, they have their own crew shirts. Yeah. That's what I'm
Alright,
doing. Burning theater departments for a crew shirt and some cables. And if I can't burn it for the cables as well, I'm taking some cables out the van. Sorry, Zeke. That might need to go to your lights at some point. Just don't drive at night.
Zeke, get ready with the getaway van.
Ah,
So that's what I'm doing.
okay.
If you want me to do a roll, if not, I'm burning the tag for the disguise.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a change the game rule.
Change the game. Okay. With the burnt tag, what does that do?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Just crew themes automatically get burnt when you use them. It's only
Okay,
just,
so
it's regular power.
So it's a
So
plus
it's just-
one.
Just plus one.
Sense of belonging. Can I try that?
Sure, go for it. Yeah.
Fake ID.
Fake ID, what's that?
This is fake. I'm pushing it.
Oh, I see
really
you're
pushing
trying
it.
to. Oh, yeah,
That's a
no.
real pushing.
He quickly goes into the computer lab. Of the
I do have a fake
college.
ID. I do have a fake ID, but it's really pushing. So that's
Yeah, but it
probably
doesn't
not.
say fake ID Rhodey from Martha.
Yeah,
Ellis.
that would be
Alright.
so much more awesome. That'd be so much more awesome. That's probably not.
Someone probably would have asked you, like, why do you have this very specific ID?
Yeah, right.
Concepts,
You know, it doesn't
man.
work
Concepts.
anywhere except for this exact situation.
Concepts. Yeah, so I've got +2. If anyone's got any help points, that might be nice.
That sounded like a hurt point. Do you want a hurt point?
Help?
I have those.
Anyone?
I have a help point.
Zeke.
I have a help point.
Well, Zeke can't use their points. They're
I
not
know.
here.
I know. If you want to give me
I
a
also
help
don't know
point,
if
for
Zeke
me.
has any help
One
points
from
for
you?
you. It will
Okay.
be hurt.
let's go. Change the game. Let's try to be a roadie for the night.
All right.
Let's get roll 2 1s. Let's do it. Oh my
Hey,
god.
great success.
Hey, you did it. Okay. So tell us how you want to spend those 3 big ones.
Okay, so let's see. What do we have? We have create a story tag, burn a power tag. Well, we've burnt it anyway. Give us status.
I was about to say,
Status
you can give
backstage
your-
pass.
or like
Okay.
disguised 2, and then give yourself like prolonged, so it will last
Yeah.
a while you're back.
Okay, yeah. That sounds much
So-
better. Yeah,
What are you disguised as exactly? Roadie?
yeah. So backstage
let's
crew.
see. All right. Okay. We say. Let's see. Let's say you look. Yeah. We'll say. Disguised crew 2. And that's ongoing.
Yeah,
so-
we're ongoing.
And you're still
Awesome.
scratched up and bandaged.
I'm only scratched up compared to
Okay.
blown up, which was
Yeah.
much worse.
Hey, roadies get injuries all the time. No, equipment failure, something falling, it happens.
Yeah, and I don't have the over bandages that when we went to the hospital, I had more bandages than need be
Okay.
to
all right.
pretend to be
You're right.
part of the hospital.
Okay. So as you're disguised.
And I
Disguised.
can't use the cleaver. Damn, has to be staying in the van.
That might stand out. That might hurt your efforts, but
It's
you
a
can
prop
try
for the
it.
show.
It's a prop.
There's a magic act that's going to
There you go,
happen in the
see?
middle.
Yeah, well, see, you could always. There's always ways to make things develop. Okay.
I think it has to stay in the van.
That's
Damn.
probably the better idea.
I saved it for a reason.
I mean, you
Okay,
do
so that-
now have that cleaver.
Okay, so that does take a little bit of time. What is anybody else doing?
I think nothing else really. I think we're just waiting for Chuck to get his disguise, and we're going to head over to the opera house.
All right.
At least I don't
Do
have
we
anything
have to
else do.
dress fancy?
I mean, you would
Chop, chop.
imagine people are, if you're gonna. I mean, if you have tickets, they're gonna let you in. You assume, but I don't know. Does anybody have an opera knowledge? Have you ever
No
been to
slaves.
operas?
Yeah. I
Corvus
have.
being some rich white guy probably has been to the opera
Yeah, there
once.
you go. So,
Yeah.
So Corvus is like,
you might stand out if you don't, dress up.
it's not quite black tie, but it is somewhat nicer than casual. Business
Oh,
casual.
I can do black tie.
Well, it's
She
not
would
quite.
show up in like a black tie.
Like, wait, I thought you meant, yeah.
Corvus is like Corvus being dressed how he usually is. Like, this would be fine for what we're going to.
Maybe the mohawk slicked back instead.
Yeah, I was thinking gelling back the mohawk.
Maybe splitting it to like hide the fact that all the sides are shaved as well. Or braiding.
Yeah, braiding. She can braid it.
Mhm.
Sure, there's like she's not gonna wear a dress. She's gonna wear a longer skirt that goes to the knees.
There you go.
Over the jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're gonna be
and a
extra
sensible
conservative
pump.
today.
Because it's not actually an opera; it's a blues show.
Nah, it's an
Or
opera. I mean, it's you did a little bit of searching at a time. You're like, no, well, okay. You're right. It's like a jazz and blues show.
Yeah, I was about to, because if it's an opera, then yes, that is certainly a black tie thing. Like you dress up for those.
Yeah, no,
But
you're
if
right.
it's
You're right.
a blues show that's in an opera house, that is slightly different.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe Martha's
um,
versatile and she can sing opera and blues and jazz and
Yes.
And rap.
Yeah. But this is to the best of your knowledge, it's a jazz and it's a jazz and blues show.
And yeah, it's not quite black tie.
Okay.
It's still
She can wear
dress up.
flats. She's
Yeah.
gonna wear flats. so she can run in.
All right.
So yes, we're all set to go.
Okay, so about how long before showtime do you arrive at the opera house?
I'd say an hour before.
All right, that's
Because assuming there's no assigned seating, I would assume that getting there an hour before to get good seats would be something, especially when we have someone with the crew here. Someone has to go set up.
Yeah,
I
I'd
can't
be
do that
there
right before the show.
I'd be there
Someone's gotta-
well before an hour.
No, you had to grab something. You had to grab something from the
yeah,
store
no,
that they
no,
didn't
no.
have. so
You
it took
can't
a while
get
to
there any earlier. An hour is fair, I think,
Okay.
based on everything that's been described.
Oh, good. Let's do this.
Okay, so you all arrive about an hour ahead of time. It's already quite bustling, there's already like traffic police like helping direct the cars that are coming in and direct people to parking. There's not a huge amount of crowds yet lining up anywhere, but there is increased activity. There's people going in and out of all of the doors of the opera house. People are excited. There's a buzz. People are ready for a really great show. This doesn't happen very often. And Martha Ellis, this could be her big comeback. There's talk in the city, particularly in the jazz scene, of a potential like resurgence of the stardom of Martha Ellis.
Shame we're gonna have to ruin that. So yeah, I guess at least Corvus like gets out of the van and like walks to the box office to show them the tickets and get inside.
Okay, and there's a nice grand kind of set of stairs that circle the front of that kind of arc around the front of the opera house. So you're walking up several stairs to the box office. There's a bunch of doors that are there. The doors are open, at least to the outside. From the outside to the lobby area, you can go in if you want to. They'll check your tickets at the door, but you can go to the box office without any kind of ticket.
Well, I already have a ticket. I assumed I got like a receipt for one and had to pick up the actual ticket at box office. So
Okay,
that's
well
why
there you
it's
go.
down there.
Well, you just do it. Unless you want to do anything else, I think that goes. You don't need a roll for that. There's
No,
activity.
I
there's,
assume
you're not
Dew
standing
comes
out.
with me since Dew was the other person with the ticket. And yeah, grab the tickets, head inside, and start scoping the place out.
Okay, all right, and Chuck.
Just walk straight in the back door, like I know what I'm doing,
Okay,
and just take orders and follow instructions, and yeah.
all right. Now, you've never actually done this job before. You might have a credential, right? But it's going to be, there's a possibility your ruse may not be successful. So why don't you roll sneak around?
With the +2,
Why do you say +2?
because I'm disguised.
Costume.
Okay, costume. Yeah, that's one. Oh no, two. You're right. Sorry. I almost screwed you.
Yeah, I know.
Ah,
Yeah, I got nothing else. That's all I
okay. Do it.
got. I got nothing else. Unless I can talk football to people. And
Nobody. I
yeah.
can't imagine that would be seen as work.
Yeah. Like to distract them. So let's do sneak around with 2, and let's get kicked out of the concert hall.
Yeah.
Kicked out of the concert hall.
There you go.
Yes!
Boom. Okay. So they're like, these college kids are always trying to sneak in here, and they're like, get out of here before we throw you out. And I don't know if you decide to leave voluntarily or if you want to take a status, but I will ask you to burn your status of disguised crew.
Oh, I've done so much work on that.
That work.
Yeah.
So much
Yeah,
work
you got
on
the
that.
wrong outfit.
It's crew.
You
It's
don't look
not.
like anybody else.
It was like
Literally
Crew.
says on the back,
Stop.
University.
Oh wow.
Hey guys, I'm just being kicked out.
I did my best.
Ooh, Karsh.
Have fun. I'm going to go find a school bus.
School bus.
Yeah. Otherwise, how else am I getting in?
To ram it into the opera house.
Yeah.
That's Karsh's plan B.
Playing sleep requires a crane to drop it in.
Like Corvus gets that like call and or text and like just turns and he's like, I don't think he can hotwire a car. I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's gonna
You
be.
hope. You hope. Haven't seen
That's
all
why
my
I said
talents
I
in play
think.
yet.
I didn't say you can't. I said I think you can't.
Ah, fuck. How am I going to get him?
That's for you to find out, I suppose.
I got no money. That's the whole part of my character. No money.
All right, let's cut back
Zeke?
though. Into the cut back into the opera house where I guess the two of you enter.
Yeah.
It is an extremely like elegant affair. When you go into the front into the lobby, well, they check your tickets, right? And they they take them and they rip off the tags so you can't use them again. You can go out and in with the same ticket, I guess.
Well, as long as
Maybe.
you have the stub, they'll probably let you back in. And say, oh yeah,
You
you got it
keep your
ripped.
ticket stubs. They scan it. They're like, okay, this is legit. Have a good night, sir, ma'am. And it's ornate. There's like people everywhere. There's like there's bar areas, and you can order a drink. People are dressed up very well, but you fit in okay enough. Most people are just excited to be there, and some people are going into the actual theater to find their seats, but there's a lot of activity outside, and the house lights are still mid, like not bright, but they're like mid-level. They haven't gone down yet to suggest that the show is going to start, because it's still about 45 minutes till showtime. So do specifically, I'm going to put the spotlight on you. What are you doing at the moment? Oh, you're muted.
Sorry.
That's
So
okay.
at the moment, she is looking around, wanting to kind of scope out any possible exits in case they have to leave. She wants to kind of scope out what are some of what's going on. Yeah, I think that's the main thing. It's just kind of strategizing around, okay, if things go down, where do I go? Where can we go to group up?
Okay.
What is there any environmental, because it's so ornate, so are there any like environmental aspects that I can play off structurally, the structural aspects to
There
like
is
play
a
off of?
lot of glass. So, there's an entire wall of glass where you came in. There's kind of long crystals hanging from the ceiling that kind of arc around and refract light. That come from like the chandeliers. There's like large crystals of glass that help spread that light to make it seem very elegant. There's just the thing you notice is there is a lot of glass.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of things that Chuck could break in here. That's what she says out loud.
Corvus is just like, suppose. But once again, Chuck got found out, so we do need probably find a way to get him inside that doesn't involve a school bus.
Mm-hmm.
So Corvus,
Yeah, I mean,
what are you doing when you go? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. You can talk to each other, but I also want to make sure I hear Corvus's thoughts and what you're doing when you first go in.
So Corvus, I think, is most concerned about ways to potentially evacuate the building in case something goes wrong. Like, are there just literally fire alarms that I could pull or something like that?
Surely there's fire alarms you could pull. If you need to.
Corvus is just clocking those locations to make sure, like, if things go badly and Martha Ellis starts singing and people start feeling the way they feel, pull a fire alarm, get people out of building.
Okay. All right. So why don't we do this? If you want to have, if you want to give yourself an advantage, the traditional way to do that, of course, is to roll change the game. You can narratively take note that you know where some of the fire alarms are, but if you really want to give an advantage to yourself for that, it's probably going to take a roll.
Nope, I think this is just a narrative thing. Like,
Okay.
this isn't him trying to get an
That makes
advantage
sense.
at the moment. I think
Excellent.
as soon as he clocks, like, all right, there are fire alarms to pull.
There's going to be fire alarms. Yeah. It's a normal. It's a normal place.
In that case, I think
They're up to code.
Like, the two thoughts I'm having is, one, how to get Chuck into the building, and secondly, how do we get backstage to Martha Ellis before this concert starts? Because I think those are the two things we need to do. There is actually something I could do. I try and look for an usher, or actually, first I text Chuck. Did Chuck text or call us when he said he got busted and didn't get in?
Text.
It's like, so Corvus is going to look just for like a back door first and foremost. Like, is there a back, like just some side door that isn't really being used as a normal entrance?
Oh, I see. Okay, well, that's going to be,
So I'm just looking to see if it's there, and then I'm going to do something else to interact with it. I guess.
Okay.
Out of how I'm setting this up.
I don't know if there's a door. You're gonna have to roll change the game to find out if there's a door.
Okay. Only thing I have is able to stay focused on the task at hand. Like, there's two things he has to get done. He is ignoring the bars, the other people who are chatting. Like, he is just, I only got two things I can do.
Activity going on. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you said change the game to find the door or investigate.
Yes. Yeah. No. Be change the game because you're,
Okay.
It's a normal opera house with normal doors and stuff. If you want to find a secret door or a, side entrance.
Yeah, it's just like a side door. That's all.
Yeah.
So yeah, change the game. I'll roll it. I only got a power of 1. Okay. 7.
There you go.
Yeah. I'll create the story tag side door.
Okay.
So then I'm gonna find an usher or someone. Like, I text Chuck, like, "Hey, here's the side door. Wait by it for a little bit."
Reply back. Returning Cleaver to the van. I was looking for the power outlets or power generator. Be there shortly.
Corvus just okay. Like, nothing else to really reply to that. Just like, okay, it's fine.
That was my next plan. If I can't disrupt it from the inside, I can stop the power from the outside.
Yeah. So the next thing I want to do is find an usher or someone lower on the staff than like someone who probably gets paid a decent amount of money to actually work here.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to give you this temporary story tag side door.
Sure.
And if you would like to see, if you would like to find a staff member, that will be another change to the game.
Well, I only have one tag for it. Same tag I used last time.
Keep focused on the task at hand.
It's the only thing I got.
Oh,
that makes sense.
Out of that thing. Okay.
I know you.
I use it a lot.
That was a horrendous one.
Hey, you approved it.
I did. It's fine.
Change the game. Great success.
Hey, of course. Okay.
Nice.
I'm too good at this. Minimum 2. Yeah. So yeah, I create the story tag underpaid usher.
Okay, there you go. Underpaid usher, and what would you like to? You have 2 Jews, right? You have 2.
Yeah, I do. I'm just trying to think of what I really want the other one to be, and I'll give the status. Can I give the status to the underpaid usher I just found?
Sure.
Yeah,
it's all going to be temporary though.
That's fine. I only want it to be temporary because I plan on relieving that status myself.
Okay.
I give him the status of underappreciated or underpaid. Either way works.
Okay.
Basically, he's pretty poor.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. I got it. So underpaid usher, who is the status of underpaid.
Or you can just make him the usher who has the
Yeah.
status underpaid,
Yeah.
however you want to do it.
All
So
right,
yeah,
let's do that.
so I
Or
spot this guy,
we'll say disgruntled.
whatever works.
Usher.
Spot this guy.
Yeah.
Immediately
Okay.
clock like he is most likely angry at all these rich people, like he's sneering at them. He's not happy with any of them.
Yeah, he's not
Which is
working
fine.
very hard either. He's
So I like approach him like, I have a friend who wasn't able to get tickets but really wants to come, and I can tell that they don't really probably pay you enough to work here. Is that a fair assumption?
and underpaid usher. You can see it says, "Hello, my name is my name is." I'm trying to think of something. Ulysses. I was trying to think of something that started with a U.
Yeah.
Never
Ulysses, the underpaid usher.
mind. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
You could have also just called him Usher. That'd have been fun.
Oh yeah.
Usher, the underpaid usher.
Usher the
Okay.
usher.
Yeah. Hello, my name is Ulysses, and he's got a greasy hair. He's in his mid-20s, and yeah, you can see him hiding out, like not actually doing any work. Well, he's heard a lot of stuff from like a lot of rich stiffs, so he's kind of standoffish at first. Like, what do you want? The information desk is over there, Chief.
Don't need the information desk. Need something else. And I think you can help me, and I can help you. I have a friend who wasn't able to get tickets to this opera, but really wants to come. He is currently standing by, and like I subtly gesture to that side door. If you were to open that for him to let him in, there's $100 in it for you.
Okay, so I think you should roll convince.
Yeah. Wants to make others happy.
There you go.
Yeah. How to read a person. I read that he is underpaid.
Absolutely, that counts there.
He is underpaid. Bribing him seems like a good way to do it. I think I should get that as a bonus to this roll.
Yeah.
And finally, once again, as I use most of the time when I use a convincer, this sharp features like Corvus is generally a handsome guy. Most people like to say yes to handsome people.
All right.
Is that why everyone says no to Chuck?
And then you also have the underpaid.
I already counted that in.
Okay, all right.
So it's a total of 4 power because 3
There you
tags
go.
and underpaid.
Okay.
Convince.
Ooh, a mild success. Okay. Choose the status that you want to give him. So he's gonna
Compliant.
Relevant status is bribed, I guess.
bribed for. There you go.
So he can either take the status or give in a little. But if he's bribed, then he's going to open the door. So I think it's either he gives in a little and takes. I don't really know how to do this in a way that makes sense here.
Yeah, no. I think either way, it's going to, it's your target can choose to either take the status or give in a little. I think in this case, it's just easier to say the target, says, okay, look, yeah, fine. I can't be away from, it's a mild success. I can't be away from. He's like, well, hey, I'm always happy to help, right? But I can't be away very long, right? I can't be away from my job. They'll like catch me as your guy in position or whatever, because I'll let him in, whatever. I don't care. Where you got
Chuck,
the money?
Are you I pull $100 bill out of my wallet. Like, are you in position, Chuck?
You see his eyes light up.
Yes, Mom.
He's in
And
position.
is
So
Zeke also in this part? Are we also getting Zeke in, or is
I only
that
said
gonna
one
be-
person. I assume once again Zeke
Okay.
is just sitting in the van for the sake of having a way to get out of here fast if we need it.
There you go.
So yeah, he's by the door right now. I will go with you. Make sure he gets in, and I'll give you the 100.
Okay, so let's, he's fully happy to do this, right? And if Chuck is right there, are you right there, Chuck? Did you come around the side?
Yeah.
We'll say that you are let in without incident, but okay, I'm gonna give you a choice.
Someone's now important.
Well, I
You
didn't
can-
roll sneak in,
No.
so
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna give you a choice here. So like, I think if in order to like get in without sort of having to roll a sneak around type of thing, I think it's going to take time. Like, you're going to have to wait a little bit for there to be the coast clear. Like, you and the the usher guy, like, he doesn't want to get caught either, like sneaking somebody in. So it will take an extra time, which will get you, almost all the way to showtime. Or you can roll a sneak around to try to like get in immediately.
I'm patient.
Yeah, I think Corvus is just going to. He'd rather have more players on the field, as it were, than. So yeah, we'll wait till like maybe there's like 10 minutes left before showtime, and that's when the coast is clear, and we can let him in.
All right. So it takes a little longer than you thought. The usher's like, I'm gonna get fired over this, but whatever. I got fired. You got 200 for me, right? And you're like, maybe. And so you successfully get Chuck in. How are you dressed, Chuck? Just remind us.
Well, he would have, because he wasn't kicked out of the crew. He's now no longer dressed as crew. He's just as himself.
Okay, all right.
Because
so
he was then going to the next plan was like to either go and find some power boxes, or like how the power got to the building, and have some fun with the cleaver, or call up like his fans and go, is anyone going to the show tonight? I mislaid tickets. And yeah, that was my other way of doing it. So he's not in the crew anymore.
Okay, all right. So you're just, you have your leather jacket on or whatever.
Yeah, so it's too hot.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I had to take it off.
That's fine. So you might stand out a little bit, but it's almost showtime, right? So this place is packed. People are.
I was about to say lights are probably already getting dim. No one's gonna notice.
Yeah, I was gonna say the lights are down. Yeah. They're flashing now.
They're flashing them.
Yeah, to get people to sit down. And you can hear the orchestra warming up and getting ready to go. It's very exciting. If you didn't know that this could go badly, you would kind of you'd be like, wow, I want to see a show.
I still am.
Yeah. All right.
I also, just to be on the completely fair side and not forget this, I give the usher the $100. I promised him $100. He gets it.
Oh, nice.
I don't then like stiff him, because then he'll report it. It's like, no, here's the $100 I promised you. There you go.
Yeah, and he throws his work shirt on the ground and walks out the door.
I now got a work shirt.
Yeah, there we go. It all works out.
And Chuck is now employed again.
No, I was okay. Well, you can do that. You can try that.
I mean, you're the one who said he threw
$100. He's probably not going to quit his job over.
I was about to say, I give him $100. He's quitting his job. It's like, this guy's just an idiot. I don't know. There's no help in this.
Okay, but I do want to find out what's going on. With you.
Yeah. So Do is looking around in the crowd to see if she sees anybody that she's met before, whether that's the Bancrofts or the people who run the washboard, or if there's anyone from even like the factory. Like, this probably isn't a place where the factory people would go, but she just wants to see if there's anyone that she recognizes.
Okay. Roll change the game.
So,
because I don't know if there's anybody you recognize or not.
Change the game. I'll say she's using her neurodiversity one, and she's being hyper focused. Okay. Oh, I'm in the wrong one. Okay, Sean. Cool.
Mild success.
So Yeah. I guess I'm not sure how to play this now that I've rolled it.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah. So let's say you could say, you could say you recognize somebody. Let's say you recognize, Ross Bancroft, right? If that works for you. Yeah. Because he's
Okay.
inclined to like you. Like he doesn't know you have anything to do with. So you could.
A quick correction onto that. He did see
Wait,
Zeke grab her and jump out a
Oh
window.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
She didn't just
I-
exit through the elevator.
Shoot.
She got jumped out.
Oh shoot. Okay. Well,
I mean, it would good to, I guess.
what were
I'm
you
just not
trying to
sure
do
how
when you were
this would
looking around to
help
see if somebody
me.
you knew? What was your goal when you wanted to find somebody that you
To
could
try to
recognize?
connect them to Martha.
Oh, I see. So, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have told you to change the game. I should have told you to investigate.
Yeah.
So, okay,
Investigate,
all
yeah.
right. So I'll give you a success on that then. Sorry.
Okay.
I thought you were actually changing the game. Okay. So you see, in fact, I'll tell you. Like you see in the crowd, you see Sammy, who's there. Sammy's looking, wearing his tackiest suit. He's going to be
Mhm.
making his way. He's sort of like glad handing and saying hi to people that he knows, presumably doing a little hobnobbing. But he sees the lights flashing and he's going. He sort of looks at his watch and is going. May go. He sort of looks up toward the stairs that go to the boxes.
Okay. And remind me, I'm looking at the characters. So Sammy is.
Oh, he's the owner of the
what's the next-
washboard.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Do would want to, make a note of where he's at, and we'll kind of keep an eye
Okay.
on him.
Okay, so you watch, almost all the way just before showtime, and you see that he makes his way up the stairs, and he sits in a, one of those luxury boxes on the side. We'll say the right side of the theater. He's got a good, he's got good seats for this, and he looks very excited.
Okay.
So yeah,
And
I
I think
assume
at this point, you are, minutes from the show starting. So if you want to get into the, into the opera or into the, the theater.
backstage.
Well, if you even want to get into the theater, now's the time. I mean, I don't know how you're gonna get backstage at this point. Like the show's starting.
So I'll go to my seat.
How about you, Corvus? Are you gonna try to do anything fancy?
I mean, Corvus looks like Chuck. Like, Chuck, do you want to try and get backstage? I'll head to my seat. Keep an eye out up front.
I don't know how I can. I mean, I don't have a
Right,
seat
well,
even. Unless I cause an issue.
There's usually at least one or two people who get sick and don't show up. Well, there's probably an empty seat.
Yeah, but I'm thinking just pulling the power or something if something happens.
Well, I mean, if you want to go ahead and wait in the hallways to see if you want to do that, you can.
I think that might be the. Yeah, I'm going to go
Okay.
find some power or electricity room or like. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you remember to put on your headphones once the show starts.
Yeah, and if something happens, text me.
Well, we'll be in a voice call together. I bought ones with mics, so we'll be talking to each other. So we'll hear each other, but we won't hear anything else.
Okay. But text me, yeah.
Corvus,
And he
the
starts-
show is starting. You
starts
wanna get
walking
back
through the
to your
halls.
seat. Corvus, over.
Corvus didn't put it on yet because the show hadn't started. But you see Corvus enter, not wearing the headphones yet.
But she's like Corvus. Corvus.
Corvus just like sits down next to you, just like, oh, you already put them on.
Yeah,
And
we're on the mission.
just
You
when that
don't hear him
happens,
say that. You're wearing noise canceling headphones, and he isn't wearing his.
just when
Ooh.
that happens, the house lights go dark, and you can hear the orchestra stop warming up. A spotlight turns on, illuminates a very dapper looking woman holding a microphone, saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Opera House. Tonight we have a very special lineup of musicians and performers who will share with us the magic and mystery of jazz music. I hope you're ready. From the city's most beloved big band's tunes to the most alluring and melancholic melodies, we have it all. Prepare yourselves for a long night of soul." And now, to open up the performance, please welcome downtown's most soulful voice, the enchanting Martha Ellis. And you hear like the crowd. The spotlight goes off on one, turns on another, and you see Martha Ellis dressed as elegantly as you could imagine seeing any person. They have done her up very well. She stumbles ever so slightly. The curtains open behind her. There's an orchestra, full jazz orchestra, and she doesn't say anything. She just starts singing. And at this point, the music and the voice come through immediately. I'm going to give, as a way to track this effect, her singing effect on the crowd, I'm going to give the Opera House audience a spectrum called Rend Hearts 6. That's going to track their like emotional damage basically. And if it reaches 6, then everybody will die. And yeah, the singing starts, and we'll say Rend Hearts 1, or we'll say it's immediately it's status 1. You're not fooled by this. You have decent earplugs that are able to make that 1 status become a 0, basically, we'll say. And but you see everybody else is moved, of course, like right out the gate they're moved. But you see, wow, in the very first like few seconds, you can see Martha's eyes like flash in a way that you've never seen them before. They go dark. Nobody notices besides you. What do you do? Or let's say Chuck, where are you at this moment? Like, you're not sitting. Are you sitting somewhere?
No, I went out to try to find the electrical room.
Okay, so you have heard this. You've heard the show begin.
I'm sure it'll be like in the distance, like in the quiet, like I can hear in the background, like the sound really quiet in the background. That yes, I can hear like the music has started. And it's like, but I'm trying to find the. If anyone asks me, I'm like, oh, I think my partner dropped a purse and I'm looking for it, like dropped her clutch. But I'm just going through the place looking for the electrical room, and if need be, to cut the power if things get too bad.
Okay.
So that might be change the game, if anything.
Yeah, I think so. So you can create an electrical room.
I don't have any tags. I don't have anything to help. I pretty much burnt everything along the way. I might send out a. No, I was thinking I might send out a text like, "Hey, does anyone know where you'd put like to my fan base? Does anyone know where you'd put this in a place?
Anyone knows specifically in this opera
how
house
to
where
commit
they
this
put the
crowd?
electrical
Hey, has anyone worked here before, and would know that? That's the only thing I can even think of like asking. But that's about all I can think of.
All right. I mean,
I'll send the text out. It's like, hey, is anyone like to my fan base? Because might be limited. Does anyone work here before and know the layout or whatnot? To see if I can get
How
a
about
hint.
this? How about this? Do you think that maybe you have, before entering this, you think you might have gotten the layout from one of your fans before you
Flashback it? I can flashback it if you wish.
flashback?
Yeah.
That would probably make more sense.
Yeah, because that would have helped for being.
Yeah, like it just doesn't seem like it would
Yeah.
happen quickly enough.
No, but flashbacking does make sense.
Yeah.
So flashback to, hey, does anyone have the tickets? And then it's like, I can only get 2. Oh, guess I'm being a roadie then. And then having to find out the layout in case to know where to go in the back door and like,
Yeah.
so I know kind of where the place goes, so I'm not thrown out as a roadie straight away,
Yeah.
which
that makes
I was
sense.
thrown out as a roadie straight away for other reasons.
Yeah. For other
Yeah, you
reasons.
got
This is-
flustered.
Yeah.
So I will burn the tag. I'm just up for
Oh, there you
burning
go.
everything
Ah,
because nothing's working.
jeez.
I will burn the tag.
Okay.
So how do I do that as a thing? It's
So you click the little above next to the power thing. There's a little
burn for a
like
hit.
yeah, burn for a hit. So click that.
Because I've got nothing else.
Mhm.
Yeah, again, nothing. Let's do this. Change the game.
Yes.
Just for
Yeah.
sure. Let's roll. For some reason, didn't roll dice, but
It did. Well, it's because you burned the tag, so it just
Oh, yeah,
sets
doesn't
the
roll
roll.
dice. Yes.
Right. So you get a power of 3.
So I'm looking
Automatic
is
success.
to. Well, that's for the layout of the place. So I now know the layout of maybe either back door to the backstage, or
Okay, so you have okay, so you
map.
could say floor plan.
Floor plan.
You have a floor plan. You can make that a story tag.
story
I was about
tag.
to say he can create the story tag of like blueprints, then maybe a status that says like detailed layout. I can't really think of how else you would do anything with this.
Yeah, that would also be a story tag, detailed layout. I mean, so
So just detailed layout 2, which would be also the floor plan included.
yeah, that doesn't work though. You can't do that. Like there's
Okay.
story tags don't have a tier. They just
Okay.
they
Okay.
just
Then.
have a name. So I'm gonna try to
Floor plan, and
we could say any other improvement you and the MC agree on. That might be the way to go. Okay, so like let's say that that with your power of 3, you're able to locate quickly the electrical room.
Mhm.
And if if that's your goal, we can just say you quickly make your way. 1, there's an electrical room, and 2, you can make your way quickly to that. If you think that's fair, then
yeah,
that'll be the okay.
yeah.
So you quickly find yourself in the electrical room, and that's where we're going to cut back to the house, the theater, where the two of you sit and see that the show has begun, and Martha is surprisingly the first act. What do you do? What do you have? What do you
On the
do?
headphones to do is like, should we just jump into action?
I say I found the electrical room. Lots of switches.
Well, Martha Ellis is already on stage and is already affecting people.
What?
And you cut
Yeah,
her
she was
mic.
apparently the opening act.
Mike? I don't think they label them like that.
Yeah, that would be linked up to the backstage switches, not to the electrical room.
Oh, okay.
This is like house lights. This is like everything.
Mm.
Big levers, switches. Is the show
Is there
good?
like a
Can't
We
hear any
can't
of it,
hear
and I
it.
don't want to.
I mean, if you
Martha
cut
hold
the,
her
if you
arms
cut
out
the,
while she's
Mm.
singing, and you see her hands kind of like start to for a second you can see like the flesh kind of flash away, and you can see the bones underneath. No one else seems to notice except you, as she's now her voice is rising.
I think we should just kill the power. Chuck, just kill the power. Destroy that room. Do whatever you need to do.
Oh,
Power to the show ends.
If only I had that cleaver. Oh well.
There's not a switch, like a power switch.
Well, they could just flip it back on, and the show will start back up. So that's a temp. If he destroys
okay.
that room, there will be no power here.
Where do you start flipping? Tell me when it starts working.
All right.
Tell me which one. I was one by one. Bang, 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 bang.
Let's see here. Let's see how we can mechanically resolve this. I think you're gonna have to do take the risk. If you're just gonna be flipping things, I think it's gonna be take the risk. Now, I'm trying to figure out how you could possibly put the power, hit the power out. But yeah, we'll say take the risk.
Let's just
Let's just
like
there might be a big switch or something.
let's do it the troll way, because of course. 0 pain receptors, thick skin, foolhardy gets me into trouble, weakness. I no longer care about property damage. Can you do 2 weaknesses? It
Nope,
feels
only
right, but it does feel right. It does really feel right though.
It does, but sadly.
I'll take only 1. The more the merrier, because there's a lot of switches to play with, and he's just slapping them and hitting them and just smashing them.
Okay.
So he is destroying these electrical boxes by hitting the switches too hard.
Yeah, he's just smashing stuff.
Chuck, smash.
Okay.
Pretty much. There's nothing really else I can think of which goes with it. So yeah, he's just
ape shit on
smashing.
the power.
Yeah. So I think you're going to roll hit with all you got.
Oh god.
I think that's what you're doing. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take the scratched up as the penalty as well, because that applies. If I'm hitting with all I got, then I'm going to take the impact makes me stronger.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Really
No. Sorry. You're actually doing take the risk.
Okay.
Because you don't. This is
Okay.
This is riskier than that. Sorry.
Which means I don't get the extra tag.
No.
Let's take the risk. Let's electrocute myself. Take the risk. Let's go.
Okay, this is a huge roll.
Should I cue up the Wilhelm scream?
Might be appropriate.
There we go. Got it here. Take the risk.
Ooh, mild success. Okay.
There we
Things
go.
get messy. Oh, okay. All right. This is what I hope for when the take the risk comes on. Okay. You while you're smashing things up, you don't bash the right box first, right? You start smashing things and things start zzz or whatever, but you have to do more damage than you realized. And if you can see you're finally starting to weaken the system at some point, and though, however, if you finally smash the last box that seems to be the last thing in the series in the sequence of whatever boxes of electrical boxness that create the power, that's the scientific way to think about it. You know that if you do this, you're gonna take a huge bolt of electricity, and you can knock out the power, but you'll take electrocuted for
I am using no
Whoa.
longer care about personal property,
You'll-
so
You'll
that
be able to stay conscious,
Yeah.
but that's about it.
the other thing I was
It'll stack with your brew, or
Yeah.
it'll stack with your other status.
which will mean 5.
No,
Yeah.
no. It'll just.
No.
Oh yeah, it'll get me close, but yeah.
I think it
I
just supersedes
was
it,
going to
yeah.
be. I was
Never mind.
the other weakness tag I was going to be trying to take. Well, going to take anyway was like foolhardy gets me into trouble. So yeah, it's this is foolhardy. So yes, that's what I'm doing. I will take that status.
Okay, well there you go. Sparks fly everywhere. You take electrocuted 4. You can replace scratched up 1 with electrocuted 4.
Yay!
All of a sudden, we cut right back to the theater, and you see. Now, when the power goes out, there is a few seconds of darkness, and you see Martha Ellis is the only thing lit. And instead of her body, what you see is the form of a banshee singing, and her voice, she looks like 100 years older, and you could barely see her face. It's turned black, but she's still singing this sad jazz song, and it's echoing through the theater. It's not affecting people as much. You can see that there are people in the upper deck who start to start to come out of it, and now it's dark and they're afraid, and you think that they might start to exit the theater. You can see there's activity up there. The bottom row is still captivated by her presence and her voice, and I'm going to say that their status overall in general, we're going to say the status of the crowd goes from 1 to 2.
So upon figuring out that she is actually some form of undead,
Yeah.
I have not used this ever, and I think this is a good time. My expression tag specifically makes me want to target those who have cheated death.
Ooh.
A banshee, being an undead, certainly has.
Yeah.
So I'm actually, instead of just doing like a go toe to toe or anything, I'm going to stop holding back.
Ooh, nice.
This has
Okay.
finally come to fruition, and the part of me that is the Reaper is unhappy with this course of events.
Okay. This is going to be, if you're going to defeat Martha Ellis, it's going to be a no return. Stop holding back.
That's fine.
Not ultimate. Yeah, I mean, she's a boss, so.
I understand. So yeah, let me go ahead and quickly, I'm just going to it in the core book so I remember stop holding back. So,
Are you doing anything, while this is going on before the roll?
Yeah, so I think sorry, my kitten is going crazy. What
That's
Do would
okay.
like to do
Kittens are
is yeah, you don't see what's going on at my feet. I think what she would like to do is help with like crowd control.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's gonna pull out the forge bag, and she wants to like get people's attention and try to
Okay.
like kind of snap people out of it. So I
Okay,
have an
good.
idea of what it would
Good.
be. But so,
Oh, I just said
were you
good.
saying something?
No.
Okay, great.
I was saying, okay.
Great.
God, that's good. That's good. I like it.
Are you going to
Okay,
boombox?
so yeah, let's hope I have a good roll and we can do it.
I haven't rolled yet. This is going to happen before you see Corvus like
Yeah.
unleash what is
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
want to have this happen all at once because I think it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, so she's going to use hyper focus and she's going to use the attunement practice that she did, in preparing for the activity. So the bag is attuned to her, so she's trying to like attune more with the bag.
Yeah.
The forge
you
bag.
have you have that juice too. I mean, I know that's not going to.
If it succeeds, yeah.
Yeah.
And then she's also going to use unbounded creativity, which is a part of her neurodiversity. change the game.
Okay.
Mild success.
All right. Okay, power of 3. You can okay, so you're trying to get people out of that status spectrum, but go ahead and describe what happens.
So she reaches into her bag and she pulls out this bullhorn.
Ooh,
And
okay.
it has a voice modulator on it, so it sounds like a very authoritarian man that's giving directions.
Okay.
So so that's one, and then she has the area of effect.
Yeah, and to affect, unfortunately it's only a mild success. You can't really scale it up.
Well, I have a lot
With
of
the juice?
juice.
There you go. Well,
Well,
it's
no,
still
I
not-
can't
yeah.
scale it up. Yeah, you're right.
You can't. Okay, but here's what I'll let you do. So I would say that there is a host of people in the theater, right? So like, we'll say it's like
What
a,
if I
cr-
create
a
a
crowd size of 4 or 3. We'll say 3. So like, if you spend 4. If you spend 4 juice, you can reduce their status by 1. Does that make sense?
Okay. So I use 1 juice for the bullhorn.
Okay. Good.
And so I have 2 left plus my bank juice, right?
Yeah.
So
And so it takes 4 to reduce by 1, just based on the collective size that I'm just
okay, so
estimating.
2, 3. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So now they are only now their hearts are only rendered 1 instead of 2, because they're like they're like, huh? What? I like
I'm
this
like,
music for some reason from this. Yeah.
Please make your way to the back of the room. Please. This is an emergency, but it's a booming
Yeah.
man's voice.
Nice. Okay. Martha like gets brighter and angrier in response, but now Corvus,
Well, we'll see how this goes.
you okay? So how many
I have
how
2
many
logos.
tagged?
So
Okay.
2.
Oh wait, don't roll yet. I gotta make sure I have my window open. Okay. Now,
Ready?
just to tell people what is at risk here. If you fail, you lose a theme, right?
So yeah, on 6 or less, you pay the price for 7 or 9, but you also lose control over your powers or fail to use them as planned.
Okay.
The MC will tell you how.
All right.
So
Okay.
I need at least a 5 on my roll,
Okay.
which won't happen now that I said it.
Roll 2.
Oh, a
Oh, you
9!
did it. Okay. Woo!
Replace 1 theme. That theme that was almost cracked is definitely gonna get replaced now.
Okay, there you go.
All right. So yeah, Martha Ellis is singing this chant, which essentially, like in the lore of Banshees, like foretells death's coming for these people.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, death has come.
Oh.
So do you see next to you, or if you're paying attention at all, Corvus is now wreathed in that aura of like shadow he usually uses, and is just like now like floating up towards the stage towards Martha. And whatever you want to react to that, that's fine. As he gets closer to Martha, everyone else surprisingly actually calms down a little bit. Like they're not really more agitated at deaths in the room. They're actually feeling calm and more relaxed. And as he gets up to Martha, like she hears this like raspy voice in her ear that no one else can hear. It's like, "You have called for me, and I have come, but not for those who you targeted. I have come for you. You have done too much, and invoked my ire." And like suddenly the banshee part of her, like this skeletal ghostly banshee that we see, is just ripped off of Martha Ellis's like corporeal form. And like Corvus as the Reaper is like holding it and just like it gets compressed into a ball, and he crushes it in his hand. And Martha Ellis, unfortunately, because I assume since that is probably her soul as well, is going to die on that stage tonight.
Yeah. Okay. So what happens? What happens when you do that is, boom, you crush her soul, and you hear one last. Well, you don't hear it. Well, you hear it a little bit. One last scream. You can see it like flicker out of existence. I think you grab and then you flicker out of existence, but a sound wave bursts from the tiny little thing that you've just crushed out, and the back of the back of the theater doors fly open, and the glass in the front of the theater shatters, and the crystals on the top coming down shatter. There's whatever glass is up near the boxes in the theater shatters and starts raining down like shining little shards. And if the camera cuts outside the theater where the glass comes flying out, you can see, if it were slow motion, it would look like snow coming out onto the street, floating for a second, and then falling down on the streets just below. And yeah. Then all goes quiet. And I think that's where, unless someone else does anything, we fade to black.
There is something else. Is Sammy still up in the box?
Yeah.
Like, he sees this because Corvus wants him to see it, but no one else does. And like just points a finger at him and like says, "You know what you have done. Continue it, and I will be here for you."
Oof.
Big words.
Now there's one more thing that happens. There's kind of a little epilogue here. If you Martha falls to the ground lifeless, you happen to notice that like a business card falls out of her pocket, I don't know, she doesn't have a pocket, it's a sequin dress, right? But you see a business card fall out of something, and it says Dr. You pick it up, you can see Corvus has just had this massive thing happen, and you pick up the card and you look at it and it says Dr. Selma Perrin from Mending the Broken, and then fades to black. And now we're gonna do geek out during the credits.
We survived. I didn't as much as they did, but we survived.
All right, everybody, this is the last move we do of the game, and we're going to start a new investigation next time, and it might have to do with that last clue you got. I don't know.
With the new
It's
player.
all about that old lady that Chuck found like session 2 of this.
Yeah,
She was truly behind it all.
Yeah, as it turns out. Okay, so we will go. We'll start with Do. You can choose one of these choices and gain the benefits.
Okay, so I think what she wants to do is, again, Corvus keeps showing deeper and deeper layers of his mythos, and this again was really frightening to see, so it's a hurt point.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she was just
She
realizes like there's even more, like how powerful he is, and
Okay, cool.
yeah.
And what about you, Chuck? Electric Chuck?
I want to give a help point to everybody, but I can't because people actually helped me for once, which is super, super rare.
Oh.
But I think for that, it'd be essentially the team, like the crew theme again of like
Okay, you can recover.
we're
the
all
crew.
like we're actually helping each other. And Corvus was even using sports metaphors. It's like, yeah.
So are you recovering the burnt crude power tag or marking attention on the theme?
Oh, I want to mark
We
attention.
are at 2 attention, so 30 will get us to another level of
Yeah.
our crew theme.
Yeah, I think.
It won't
I think.
fix theater department.
Oh, damn. I think the marking attention.
Okay.
Which brings it up to 3. But yeah, I think it's just the case of everyone is actually working together again, which is cool to see. And yes, we've got hot points, but rare occasions people actually helping me.
Yeah, nice. Okay, and Corvus, who I am going to say before I forget, will be doing the voiceover monologue next week.
So don't not turn up.
No.
Can only be about positive things that have happened. So let's see here. Which of your themes are the most strained? Well, one of my themes just exploded, so that's probably not a good one to choose here.
Probably the one that is on the most strain then.
Yeah, the one that's under the most strain. My welcoming smile is now going to get exploded, and I'm going to have another Mythos card instead of a Logos card. So I'll be 3 and 1.
That's one of the ones you use all the
Wow.
time too.
I do use it a lot, but a lot of what I do is not very welcoming smile. Like it's very
Yeah,
not.
right.
And
So it
it's
makes sense.
pretty fitting
lose it.
because she just unleashed pretty much everything.
Yeah, you know. So yeah, I think the only thing most meaningful interaction with your character. No, I think I got to go with Chuck and also do How Has the Crew Grown this session. And I think it is like, despite everything, like that was a mostly coherent plan we came up with and executed.
Right.
Like it
actually
didn't
worked.
involve property damage yet again, but this time the building's still standing. The structure's fine. They just got to repair some electrical boxes and some windows. It's fine.
And I need a bus.
You'll work on that. So I will recover our theater department.
Okay, nice.
Thankfully, the costume Chuck took wasn't actually that important. It wasn't at any stage show, so they didn't have to shut everything down to figure out who stole it.
Nah.
Yeah, it was actually a work uniform from somebody.
Yeah. Because it's like the janitor lost a uniform, and the janitor's like, "Who the hell steals a janitor's
Yeah, right.
outfit?"
You did a uniform. Okay.
You know what I'm going to push for the new thing is going to be the school bus.
To add another vehicle to our repertoire. Combat school bus.
Yes.
Away!
Oh yeah, get the welding kit out there. Get like the spiked wheels. Oh yeah.
Now that this is gone the way of the dodo, I'm going to switch it to what I know is going to come next. Talking about my theme card.
Yeah.
We will discuss that off camera, and people will be surprised next time. But what happens?
He's going to be goody good two-shoes. And another thing is we're bringing a new player. So that's the thing too. So new scenario, new player, bring us up to 5 players again, as a new addition. So yeah, let's do our outros. Journeys with D.
Yeah, you can find me Journeys with D on TikTok and Twitter. So I just post random stuff about my life.
Okay.
The end.
Wolf of Red Roses.
Yeah, I'm Wolf of Red Roses. I played Corvus Castle, as you obviously who watched know. I sometimes do Twitch streams on my Twitch channel, which is Wolf of Red Roses, and you can also find me on Twitter at Wolf of Red Roses as well, where I'm going to start tweeting about the game that's almost being done, designed by me and a friend. That will be on Kickstarter, hopefully this February.
Awesome. Mistress of Ceremonies.
Hello, it's me, Polly. Polly People. I'm a streamer. You can find me at twitch.tv/PollyPeople. Usually Tuesday through Saturday. I start around 6 p.m. Eastern.
Okay. And me, I'm Karsh Goblin. This is my channel, and it's fun and whatnot. We've got amazing people here, and we're adding to those amazing people. We have 4 people starting games in the next few weeks. So that's a whole big thing. It's a whole big mess, but a whole lot of work, and it's always worth it because we've got such amazing people that have been able to join us with our stuff. So next week, again, we'll have new people. Tomorrow, we're going to do something a bit sideways for A Guard's Tale, as firearms are now in the city, so they have to do some firearms testing, and that's going to be something going sideways, and we're going to be joined by one of our new players, one of two which are joining that game. Then we have Call of Cthulhu Master Knowledge Thotep. Hopefully we're up and running this game. I know we've been a bit for a while, but we should be up and running, and with a new player. And then again, it's like pretty much most of the shows get new players. It's really cool. Back to Dungeons and Dragons as well at the end of the week, so that should always be fun because Lauren Ross has done so much with that campaign, and he's totally created. Well, he's taken the main campaign and went sideways, and we're now doing an open world crawl, which has made it so much different and so much more enjoyable. But that's what's happening on the channel this week. Thank you for coming in. All our stuff's up on YouTube, and this will be edited as well on YouTube in about 24 hours time. That's pretty much when it gets done. So like, subscribe, all the bits and pieces, and leave comments. We will answer the comments when we can, because it helps. So bye everybody, and yeah.
Bye.
Oh.
Bye.